Oh, thank you for the $4.99. I appreciate it. Okay. Actually, you know what? I have heard that as well. People have told me this. But I don't know if it's true. I haven't looked into it, but apparently there's like something with someone posted the lease or something like that, and his girlfriend, I guess, is on the lease. That's what I heard, but I don't know what's true or not. But thank you for the $4.99. I appreciate it. Just getting a few more things ready, so just give me 1 second. All right, we should be good now. Let me see here. Yes. Thank you for the $4.99. I think that's the same one, but it just, once I switched over, it hit there. All right, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And let me post this on Twitter. There's actually quite a bit. I don't even know if we'll be able to get to... I was supposed to get to the Candace Owens, or I wanted to last stream, but I didn't. But that's pretty great. I mean, I guess Friday, it looks like Friday they're going to actually have a debate between Candace Owens and Andrew Wilson, which would be fucking awesome. Although I feel, you know, it feels like a Wilson will like dominate, but I'm sure Candace doesn't seem like too stupid. I'm sure she'll just like kind of walk around a lot of the stuff, you know? But they're throwing down like $500K for this debate, by the way. Andrew Wilson promised like $300,000 to do the actual debate. It's crazy. All right. Got that. All right, what's up, everybody? So we got that. There's Drake has collabed with Tectone's ex-girlfriend. That's fucking crazy. And he's been kind of seething about it. He posted like the next day after the Drake thing, he was like, by the way, guys, I've been married for a year. Just by the way. And he's been talking about it a little bit on stream, so that's been funny. But first, let's get through. I just like saw a few things I wanted to talk about first. So if you don't know, on the left, the libs and the DSA have been like going at it nonstop, and it's actually like escalated to just mainstream media now. The mainstream media is talking about Hassan Piker and how all these people need to disavow him and everything else, and the libs have been losing their mind because really, if you look at the growth that the DSA has had, the Democratic Socialists of America, over the last like 2 years, their members have gone from like 50,000 from like in 2024 to like over 120,000 members now. And also the political seats that they had as well, it went from like 103 in 2024 or something like that to now it's over like, I think it's 250. Let me look. Yeah, over 250 seats. So it actually is like a thing. Like they actually are like getting more influence and stuff, and people have been freaking out about it. So Joe Scarborough had a whole meltdown about it, about Israel and Hassan Piker, which is pretty surreal.
That may be a quote. That might be the newsletter quote of the day.
It's a T-shirt.
Woke one was crazy.
Yeah, you've got your headline.
Woke one was crazy.
Hong faces a challenge from Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley, who was endorsed by outgoing Governor Tony Evers.
All right, so listen, John.
Yes, and as far as the division, I'm all for it. Like, kill each other. I think it's great. And, I mean, typically, like, you know, I would say even the more radical people, as far as their opinions on Israel, like I can agree with pretty much everything on the far left as far as Israel goes, but really nothing else. But yeah, like watching them go at it is great.
Jonathan Lemire, first of all, there's no great conspiracy here. The reason why more people are talking about the DSA right now is because you have the mayor of the most important city in America who, first of all, is identified as DSA. He's proven to be, I think.
By the way, stop. Dude, I think it actually does it. Stop doing links in the replies on Twitter. It gets nerfed. I don't think it does. I don't know. I just wanted to test it out because I did the other one last time like that. But Zohran Mamdani, for like people might hate him or whatever, but apparently New York is doing like really well under him as far as their economy goes. Apparently the crime rate's really low too. He's going to talk about it a little bit here and then seethe about, you know, this kind of DSA takeover as far as like the influence goes, or their rising influence.
Extremely pragmatic in many ways. And while there are a lot of people who despise how successful he's been, his approval ratings are high, murder rate the lowest I think it's ever been on a record. The economy, we're going to be reading something from the Financial Times talking about actually how New York City is thriving right now based on just about every metric. But you also have people in New York City that have been saying some whacked out things. I think most mainstream voters would say they're whacked out things when they're talking about going to pro-Hamas rallies the day after Hamas slaughtered more Jews than on any day since the Holocaust.
Here we go. We're just right into it. Right into the, these guys are talking some mad shit about Israel.
I think 90% of Americans would think that is abhorrent. And so, again, they'll try to blur lines going, oh, well, they just don't support health care for all. Or, oh, no, we're not saying that. We just
Dude, that one right there, that is an actual like right-wing talking point, right? It's like, or like a joke. Like they just want your health care. Oh, they just want health care. Like he's actually utilizing that. I see Captain Dreamer respond to people like that all the time. If someone on the left does something absurd, he's like, remember, they just want your health. They just want you to have, free health care.
Support hate speech. But it is also very important, though. Why are we talking about DSA now? Because the Democratic Party has a choice to make. Now, I said this day in and day out leading up to Kamala Harris's election. You couldn't watch an NFL game without seeing 300 taxpayers are going.
I'm telling you, they're actually pressed. They are like pressed about this stuff with the DSA.
To pay for trans surgeries for convicts ads on NFL games. And even though they still pretend that did not move viewers, I think the Trump campaign spent $30 million on those ads, and it moved working class men. Working class white men, working class black men,
or kept them where
working
they are.
Class Hispanic men. It just did. And the Democrats had their head in the sand. So there's nothing wrong with the Democrats supporting economic justice. There's nothing wrong with the Democrats supporting, cutting taxes or getting rid of the Trump taxes and making billionaires pay more in taxes. That's legitimate. That's a legitimate mainstream debate for people to have. Health care for all. Health care is unaffordable. That is something most Americans would agree with. But please, I don't need people telling me, oh, you have to just turn a blind eye to people saying that women get.
It did definitely help, like the MAGA or whatever win, like those talking points and those things, especially like the child what is it, to stop the puberty blockers and all that stuff. And I do remember they definitely were putting some money into getting that message out there about the prisons having to do like free transition surgeries or whatever it was, because that was fucking everywhere.
Getting raped on October 7th didn't matter in the grand scheme of things. No, Americans aren't going to support that. This is not about me. This is about the.
But see how they ebb in and out. They're ebbing in and out of like, okay, there's the woke trans issues. But the majority of the stuff he's going to talk about all has to do with like Israel and like, people being more anti-Israel than, your typical establishment libs.
Democrats, once again, fumbling the football on the 2-yard line when they have a chance to make great gains, but being so woke, I don't know if you want to call it woke 1, woke 2, or woke 3, but being too woke to call out the obvious. I swear to God. It's crazy that we're even having this conversation. If somebody says a woman being raped doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, it's okay to call that person out and demand that candidates distance themselves from those people. If you want to rule...
he goes fucking nuts here. If you want to rule...
if you want to rule over a party and win elections. If somebody says going to a rally the day after Hamas slaughters more Jews than any time since the Holocaust. It's okay for...
So this is definitely like a pretty Israeli talking point, because people went to rally. It was like a solidarity, because literally everybody knew after October 7th that Gaza was going to be completely glassed and flattened. And it was probably, really, realistically, it's probably been worse than people even thought it was back then. But that was my first, like, the day that October 7th happened, the first thing I thought was, oh, dude, they're going to completely glass and flatten all of it. You know what I mean? That was like my first initial thought. And that's exactly what they did. So people went to like protest. I think one of maybe the DSA candidate, a DSA candidate, went to one of these basically, and it was like, you know, quote unquote, like solidarity thing basically over everything that was happening.
It's okay for Hakeem Jeffries to call that despicable and demand that people distance themselves from that. That's okay. So why are we bringing this up now? We're bringing this up now because it seems an awful lot like what was happening in 2024 when Democrats couldn't get out of their own way to win an election they should have won.
It is actually so crazy. Like, we have the Iran war. People are not happy with the Trump administration. His approval rating is in the fucking dirt. It really is. That whole base has been completely fractured. And it's so funny to me. It's like there should be a big opening for the midterms for the people, for the Dems. And they're just like, over the past like few weeks, it's just been them completely fighting over this, trying to get people to disavow this person or this person. So it's been great. And most of it, I would say a lot of it has to do with, they'll bring up like the trans issue stuff. Most of the time when they're bringing these things up, it has to do with Israel. Like the majority of the time from what I've seen. So I thought that was interesting. Let me go to this, dude. Okay. I don't know if anyone's seen this. This is from Channel 5 News. And I just realized, like, Channel 5 and all these people are complete, like, conspiratard. They are, like, so conspiracy brained. It actually blew me away. And that's coming from me, too, right? Like, I can schizo post and get off on conspiracies and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Try not to as much as I can to try to check myself for that stuff. But this is just crazy, man. This is fucking insane.
Off record, do I think Israel fucking killed Charlie Kirk? I absolutely do.
I think
so we got right away, we got Israel killed Charlie Kirk.
Israel killed Charlie Kirk.
But it gets like so much great. They go like so many levels deep into conspiracy.
To see what would happen when they killed Trump.
Do you think Trump's ear shooting was staged?
Totally.
Yeah.
But I'm saying Vance is the ultimate Palantir Israel first candidate.
Okay.
So they think the shooting was staged.
He's the clavicular of politics.
Do you think he's behind a lot of this?
I think that all the powers that be, the actual people behind the curtain,
carry the flame. We do carry the flame. That is true.
Oligarchs that are connected to Israel, the corporate establishment, are priming Vance to be the ultimate AI Israel candidate.
Now, this is true. There is like connections between Peter Thiel and JD Vance. I mean, Peter Thiel basically backed Vance from like the beginning. So he is a huge Peter Thiel guy. But the way that they go with this, they just go off the fucking deep end.
I think Trump's sort of like a dumb old mobster uncle with like gold toilets who just like dances around. And they liked him when he had a lot of energy. But I think, before Charlie Kirk died, he was an extremely polarizing figure. You had people like Nick Fuentes and other people on the further, I guess, anti-Zionist right. Being like, fuck Charlie Kirk. All Groypers go to his events, disrupt everything. Like, he's a bitch. Nobody.
I loved that like era of people going to TPOSA events and just pressing the fuck out of whatever gay black guy they got. He got to talk about Republican issues and everything like that. What was the other one? It was like who was the drag queen? Lady Maga. Yeah, Lady Maga was another one. So they would go and they would press them. That shit was great.
He fucked with him, right? And then they killed him, and everyone's in tears. All of his haters, Sam Hyde is crying, Nick Fuentes is crying. You got people who were shitting on this guy for fucking money every day, crying their heart out, talking about the left has gone too far. Look at what the left has done. It's time to get revenge. The ultimate, almost powder keg of civil conflict happened after Charlie Kirk was killed. And beforehand, he was polarizing. So what they're doing now, I really believe this, is they're getting people polarized on Trump.
So he literally believes that like all of this was planned. The Trumpet assassination was planned. It was like an op. He believes that the Charlie Kirk assassination was done by Israel. And then he believes that there's some kind of like massive conspiracy that they're leading to with this.
Getting everyone like Tucker Carlson following in lockstep to be like, Trump sucks now. Nothing that he promised came true. He was supposed to have no war.
They're getting Tucker Carlson to locks. It's like, no, dude, they're not happy because essentially everything he ran on, he's done the complete opposite. Now, people knew that he was like an Israel shill, but they just probably didn't want to believe that he would just start a Middle Eastern war or any of this stuff. So people are like, you know, very unhappy with the administration. That's like they're telling Tucker Carlson to like not like Trump now. Okay, bro.
And they're going to kill Trump when they know he's going to die within about a year. And they're going to kill Trump. Trump sucks now. Nothing that he promised came true. He was supposed to have no wars. And they're going to kill Trump when they know he's going to die within about a year.
Like, this is some shit, unironically, this is some shit you would hear in like a Discord server at like 3 a.m. from a guy that's like high as fuck telling you about like, you know, world politics or what's going on. Like, for real. I've never even heard people, I haven't heard anyone like go this deep. Candace Owens, this makes Candace Owens blush, you know?
And they're going to have a
yes,
leftist
I've heard King of Paul say this before, yes.
A trans leftist, maybe
They're
a black
definitely going to
leftist
be trans.
here. And they're going to have a leftist kill him. A trans leftist, maybe
They're
a black
definitely
leftist.
going to be
He's so deep, he thinks that they're going to take out Trump and they're going to have some lefty do it.
trans black
We're
This
not
is
leftist.
sure.
crazy.
The ultimate boogeyman that's going to become the symbol of the left. The left or the liberal establishment might try to like turn them into like a folk hero, and they're going to be elevated, and there's going to be a whole thing. And then Vance is going to come into power, have the ultimate crackdown on anybody that's against the system. AI data centers are going to be deployed in their full capacity for surveillance, martial law.
It's just total batshit crazy.
Is Erica Kirk joining him at the helm?
Erica Kirk might be the first lady.
Okay. Erica Kirk. What was this one? Dude, even QAnon. These guys even, like, they start talking about QAnon and how QAnon was, like, correct. Yo, thank you for the $10. Thank
I
you.
don't know how you feel about Impleton. He made a great video on Andrew's lawsuit with Bill Jointer.
Dude,
Callahan is full of poop emoji.
Yeah, I actually couldn't believe when I heard this stuff, like how fucking crazy this guy actually is and how like conspiracy deluded they are. Like, I don't know, there might be like this huge thing on the left now or well, I think he's like a lefty, but this is like fucking insane. Like the whole plan to take out Trump. And the Himpleton video, I haven't watched it yet, but I would be willing to watch it. I need to watch it. Maybe we can do it on stream at some point. But yeah, I definitely need to watch it. By the way, guys, we've got 116 live and only 22 likes. Please hit like on the stream. It helps share the stream out, helps get it to other people. If you want to support, there's links in the description and super chats and all that stuff. But thank you.
Can't believe
Is QAnon based? Like, bruh.
Can't believe we're at the point where so much of the QAnon crowd was right about certain stuff.
Well, that's what I mean. Some of these other psyops where they like put these things out there to make you think that you're crazy and wrong. It's like, but we weren't crazy and wrong. Like, we weren't fully there.
QAnon itself, I think, was like a Trump Israel-backed operation.
Very good video. Lots of details people were overlooking. Yeah, I need to check it out. I do need to watch it.
To create totally meaningless rabbit holes where people are like going down to
To
investigate
misdirect
things
from
that,
what was actually
like some of like the codes, like the messages they would post on QAnon.pub, and they would have like little riddles you could use gematria to solve, and none of it ever meant anything. And they had flat earthers.
It's just like boomer slop. QAnon was and always is and always will be like boomer slop. Boomers that didn't know that much about the internet would like talk about how QAnon was doing this or QAnon was doing that. It is so bizarre to see a lefty like talk about how right QAnon was. Like, what the fuck?
Then they would have like little riddles you could use gematria to solve, and none of it ever meant anything. And they had flat earthers up in there and Anunnaki lizard believers.
what was it? It was Ghislaine was part of Reddit and Epstein was part of what was the other one?
Thank you for the 10.
I heard Erica Kirk as the first lady and I recoiled in my skin.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I don't know. It's like you are so he's been watching way too much Candace Owens or something.
4chan.
4chan.
Yeah.
Right. And they basically helped create this internet slop culture to make
100%.
us think none of this was real when it was real the whole time.
And I think it really worked to associate the crazy stuff with the real stuff to like make it all look stupid.
Yes.
Because I first heard the words Epstein coming from the mouth of a guy at a White Lives Matter rally in 2021 who before said Kobe Bryant was assassinated by the Clintons.
They assassinated Kobe Bryant. They tried to kill Tiger Woods in that.
Yeah, you guys unironically sound not that dissimilar to this guy. Like, you're saying that the next, like, however many years for the next election are all planned out, that they're going to take out Trump and JD Vance is going to be inaugurated and all this shit. I mean, and that everything is planned and orchestrated. I mean, you sound insane.
Car accident recently.
Why?
The Kobe Bryant deal is that he had dirt on the Clintons. I love black people. I love everybody.
Then he said
I love
Chester
black
Banks
people.
and Anthony Bourdain were about to make a documentary together about Frazzle Drip, and then the deep state took him out. And then he's like, and there's a guy named Jeffrey Epstein trafficking kids in the Caribbean. And so my word association was like, oh, that must be bullshit. And were you in that boat, or were you way hip to Epstein before the files came out?
Here's the thing. Because I live in this world of true crime and murder and horrible things all
Of course, it's a true crime lady. Of course.
the time, I absolutely believed there was an elite class of pedophiles trafficking children because I knew of Johnny Gosh back in the 80s, the milk carton kid, you know, Tara Calico. You hear of all these stories in the true crime world. When I saw these things, was like, yep, I was right the whole time. Like, we knew it. Like, why is it so shocking to think that there are elite people that traffic children? When you're that rich and you have everything at your hands, what's the one thing you can't have?
I mean, people look at the Epstein thing, like they were definitely doing sex trafficking, but there was like there were all kinds of stuff as far as like financial ties and like orchestrating different things with stocks. You know, there were a lot of other things besides sex trafficking, but anyways. All right, this is fucking disgusting, dude. This is disgusting. I couldn't actually believe, like, I don't know how common this is. I'm going to look it up while I play it. But it says Sneeko gets an eye exam and finds out he has mites defecating and causing an infection in his eyes shortly after visiting Mecca in Haiti. Now, I don't know if he just did or not, but this is so gross, man. This is so nasty.
Blepharitis here. Blepharitis here as well. Open nice and big. What is blepharitis? You got a little bit of, you could say, like gunk or dirt on the eyelashes. Typically, it's like a little bit of eyelash infection, technically, right? Wait, what? Yeah, look right here. You got eyelash infection? Yeah, it's just hygiene. We just gotta clean it a little bit better.
To clean my eyelashes?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Well,
You call me dirty, doctor?
I didn't say those words. I said you got an eyelash infection.
I have eye chlamydia?
I didn't say that word either.
I have AIDS in my eyes?
Now you're making things up.
Okay.
Look at my ear. You have blepharitis. Blepharitis
Like, the human body is just nasty, man. I don't
is a
know.
very common condition that is on the eyelashes themselves.
So fucking gross.
Cause that kind of issue. So not like that. So what do your eyelashes look like? Well, they look like this. In the microscope, I see this gunk on the eyelashes. You see that?
I've never seen that in my life.
Yeah, well, this is why your eyes are sticky and they can be red around the
Yeah,
margins.
it's like itchy right now, so I got Miami.
Yeah, well, a lot of times this bacteria here is called Demodox. It gets into those eyelashes, it gets into the pores, and they start having this party here, and it's very, very common. So we gotta clean this all up for you. I'm gonna give you some homework.
I think my eyelashes are dirty.
Your eyelashes have an infection in it that is making your
Or hair can be infected.
well, the follicle itself has gunk on it.
Why would he stream this? So he just went in for like an eye checkup. He probably did not even think that he had a colony of mites living on his eyelashes, and like literally the doctor says they're defecating on his eyes. So he probably just thought like, oh, I'm gonna go into the eye doctor, you know. No one plans to be infected with with a colony of like disgusting mites, dude. Ugh.
Gunk is coming from a mite called Demodox. That's the bacteria that's
I have
there.
mites in my eyelashes.
Called the Demodox mite. Yeah. And that mite has excrement, and that excrement is what's on your eyelashes.
So mites are coming on my eyelashes.
Dude. It's so gross. And it's not even the mite, it's like them defecate. It's just disgusting.
Yeah. And that mite has excrement, and that excrement is what's on your eyelashes.
So mites are coming on my eyelashes.
Literally, like, shit on. Get shit on, yeah. You're getting shit.
Mites are pooping, not coming.
Oh, excrement,
Yeah, excrement.
Sorry.
Yeah, pooping. So it's the poop of the mite that's making your eyelashes like irritated, making your eyes irritated. That's exactly why. So if you look into my,
This is so gross.
I know it's nasty, but it's so common.
Give me the oil, please.
I'll give it to you. I promise.
Ew.
I promise. So this is what makes you like.
Okay, I wonder how common is this in like Dominic's, how common? Because that is so fucking gross, man. This type of shit, I would freak the fuck out. I would freak out so bad if I got some shit like this. You have no idea. Let's see. It's highly prevalent in the United States, with estimates suggesting that 25 million patients, approximately 58% of eye care patients, may have Demodex. Okay, man. Holy fuck. I regret looking that up now, man. That is unbelievable. That is bad news. Yeah, that is not that is not what I wanted to see. That is not what I wanted to see whatsoever. Holy fuck. But yeah, that's gross as fuck. Gross as fuck, man. All right, let's get into Frogan made some comment over her lawsuits and stuff, and we'll watch this, then we'll do chibi reviews, and I'll talk a little bit about Dickers whole controversy, just like briefly. I guess it's like final word on the whole Dickers thing, and then we'll get into JiDion and everything else.
I do promise to go live more. You know, I can't keep bed riding like mama has to work. You know what I mean? Because this is my primary source of income. Yeah, lawsuit updates. We filed.
What's going on with Dickers? Dickers had like a he had a girl that like leaked a bunch of stuff about him. He was like fucking around with Discord kittens and admitted he was in an open relationship and all this stuff. So that's what's been going on with Dickers recently. I don't think he cheated. I actually don't think any. I don't really think he's like guilty of much besides just like thinking that an open relationship will lead to anything but just utter disaster. Yes, Discord strikes again. So true.
A joint stipulation, I want to say, a few days ago, to set aside the default. And
I know, I'm sorry. I was like, I don't even know if I should. It's like, so it's disturbing, man. I have like I don't know if you'd call it a phobia, but maybe it is a phobia of just like crazy shit like that. So, and
basically what's going to happen now the next couple days, or a couple weeks rather, is I think my team is submitting a response and Ethan has to submit a response, and then I think ultimately I have to go to court in September. But I'm gonna be completely honest, it's like I'm explaining it, but at the end of the day, the people that care about the lawsuit are gonna look it up anyway. So it's if you understand it better than me, let me know. If you understand what the fuck is happening better than me, let me know.
Rogan had no idea. Like, apparently there were several times, while this whole lawsuit stuff was going on, where Frogan had no idea what was going on, but people online were like posting the documents and giving updates before she even knew about it. So,
yeah. Hassan and I will be doing a stream together very soon. To fundraise for me.
And I guess Hassan is actually going to fundraise for her for this whole lawsuit.
So I'll be going over his house. And we're going to be having fun. So I know a lot of you guys will be.
Dude, it was like his last fundraiser. I can't remember what it was. It might have been for another lawsuit. Maybe it was, I think it was just a charity for like Palestine. But he did a stream. I think it was reacting to Ethan Klein's Nuke. And they raised like over $100,000 or some crazy fucking number within, 6 hours or something. It was fucking crazy.
Excited for that. I'm like brainstorming ideas as to like what I want to do. I'm like, I want to like give him a makeover.
Oh God. Anyway, so that's happening there. There's going to be like a fundraiser for Hassan. All right, let me see here. I guess since I talked about Dickers, we can talk about Dickers. Dickers is just had some drama recently. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna play the edit, even though it's got copyright, whatever. It'll kind of explain it, because I don't want to go through all the text and stuff, but it'll kind of give you an overview.
Oh, fuck me. Okay, I am in an open relationship. You can already see Toast by asking me, Who is the bull?
Telling you guys, Dick has said there's a lad who lives with them and he went on holiday with us. That is the sort of phrasing for your girlfriend's ethnic minority boyfriend. I'm just how I say it. I'm just saying it.
The Lizrael allegations. Liz types in chat. Ignore me harder, daddy. And the first thing that I've got to say, I guess, is I did it. Oh, fuck me.
Nope.
Okay, could you please stop sending me vague threats?
I love that Dickers went live to address all these allegations and stuff, and he leaked like several audio clips, which was based because it's just him being like, will you please stop threatening me? Will you please stop talking to these people or those people? Obviously super pressed because it seemed like, something was going to leak or it was going to get more drama.
Right? Can I send it to you?
Why the fuck would you do that? Why the fuck would you want to? Why are you even thinking about how things would look stripped of context? Be able to reassure me that you're not going to leak anything?
I said I want to say no. I'm not gonna, but
it's out now. Okay, it's out now. So
damn, son, Dickers cheated. She pays the rent.
All right, so that kind of gives you just a basic overview of the drama, I guess. And I guess essentially, I don't think Dickers cheated. I do believe that he's like in an open relationship or whatever. I have no reason to really doubt it, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's like been talked about everywhere. So, I'm sure if there was something else going on, like you wouldn't be able to just go live and say that. And I don't really know. So the girl has leaked like all the texts and there's a lot of like embarrassing shit, but I don't really think, he did much wrong. Like he told the girl, as far as I know, from what I've seen, he told the girl that he was in an open relationship. So she knew that going in. And then essentially, people found out that they were like he was fucking around with Discord kittens and stuff. So of course, how trolly all the commentary people are. They're constantly posting about it. They gave her a nickname, Lizreal. And it just kept pressing. Those people did. And then she wound up leaking, essentially. Or, Dickers didn't want to talk to her, didn't want to continue the relationship, it seemed like, or something like that. Some kind of thing where they decided to break it off, and then she leaked everything, feeling wronged about, one thing or another. But he didn't lie to her about being in an open relationship. And, if she decides that she wants to leak this stuff, that's like her own prerogative, I guess. But I don't really think Dickers is really guilty of much, like I said. It has been funny, though. It has been funny watching all this like play out, but that's pretty much all I got to say about it. I guess his great crime, his crimes are basically thinking that an open relationship leads to anything but disaster, and fucking around with Discord kittens, which always ends in disaster as well, typically. The girl lost her mind because he ain't pay mind to her. It's funny that he letting his girl dick down, but not much past that for real. Yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about it. Dixtony? Yeah, he is kind of destiny maxing, that's true. I love the meme somebody made where it's him as Destiny at the beach. It's very funny. But yeah, I don't really think he did too much wrong from what I've seen. So that's it. That's all about the Dicker stuff. Let's talk about H3 and his fans getting other fans of Hassan fired. How fucking crazy is that? This whole beef between them. Now their fans are getting each other fired from their jobs. It's fucking insane. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about Dickers. I don't know if anyone else has anything to say, but Dickers, ends are so mad that Dickers had 2 bitches. Yeah, I mean, it's whatever, really. It was funny, but I don't really think he did anything incredibly wrong or crazy, I don't know. It's just probably ill-advised. All right. So, H3 fans are getting other fans fired from their jobs. This was fucking insane. I couldn't believe, and they had the person call into the show to like talk about, to, you know, celebrate getting this guy fired from his job. Now, maybe once I listen to it, there'll be like some kind of reason why it might be okay. I doubt it, because I'm like, in almost any situation, I'm totally against fucking with someone's livelihood like that. But like totally against it, 100%. So let's see.
Hey, how dare you cross the line into speculating if he's dead or alive, Gabe?
No, not you.
Nah, we're kidding.
She means people online, Gabe.
I mean, for him to fake his death is crazy.
Yeah, it is. Monty, is he dead or alive, caller?
Hello?
Hello?
Oh my God, finally.
Well, how can I help you?
I have news to tell you,
Sure.
and it's very petty, and I have no one else in my life to share it with.
Great.
Like a year ago, I work at a big bank, and one of my coworkers asked me out. I said no. He got really mad. So I was wearing Teddy Fresh around the office, and he watches the Sun, and he started telling everyone I was a Zionist.
So Teddy Fresh is like their clothing brand or whatever, right? And hold on, let me see. In my opinion, what Dixony is truly guilty of is being another cringe hypocrite that mocks cucks and degenerates online while being exactly the same. Yeah, you know, you can definitely go at him for that. I don't know if I haven't watched enough. I think he did mention in his stream that he was like talking shit about cucks or something like that. You know, if you in my opinion, if you're letting another man lay with your girl, you are a cuck, you know, whether it's like open or poly or whatever you want to talk about. If another man is laying with your girl, you're in the realm, you are a cuck. So, but anyways, so this girl calls in, she says she was wearing Teddy Fresh.
At work.
Oh my God, what a scumbag.
For an entire year. And I talked to HR, nothing happened.
So wait,
and he started telling everyone I was a Zionist at work.
Oh my God, what a scumbag.
For an entire year. And I talked to HR, nothing happened.
So
and
he's
he just
calling her a Zionist.
got fired last week. And it was the greatest news ever.
What do you get fired for?
For calling me a Zionist. It finally went through.
How fucking crazy is that? How crazy is that? He called her a Zionist and he got fucking canned for it. Come on, man. Like, seriously? Are you fucking serious? I don't know. I mean, she's presenting it as real. They're going to, let's see how they react.
Just kept filing cases, and I got people to back me up. And
wow,
What if
So he called her a Zionist, and then she kept filing cases with HR to get this guy shit canned for saying that she was a Zionist. I mean, bro, what? So you just support you support Israel or whatever? It's like, oh, I can't believe he said that. I can't believe he said that. He needs to lose his job. That's terrible, dude. I don't know. It's like if you're in a workplace, coworkers might talk shit about you or something, but that's horrible. That's horrible to try to get a guy fired for just calling you a Zionist. Now, I think it is shit like that she was wearing Teddy Fresh and he would like, oh, she's a Zionist because she likes Ethan Klein or whatever. But is that really worth getting someone fired from their job over and ruining their livelihood? You know? No, that's terrible. And they could have talked to him about it maybe, or something like that. But it sounds like she kept going to get the guy fired.
last week, and it was the greatest news ever.
What do you get fired for?
For calling me a Zionist. It finally went through. I just kept filing cases, and I got people to back me up. And
wow,
What if sick? Like, I mean,
that is so unhinged.
What a disgusting freak! And of course, he watches Hassan. This is the type of toxic masculinity.
They're immediately like, "This guy's an unhinged freak." It's like, what about the person that like went to HR for over a year trying to get this guy fired just for saying that they were a Zionist? I don't know. It's like, no, the unhinged behavior is trying to get a guy fired from his job, ruining his livelihood, his ability to make money, for just doing. Now, he shouldn't have done it, but like, I just can't ever imagine doing that, right? Like, if you're in any position Let's say someone calls you like an F slur at work or something like that. Whatever, name it. I just can't ever imagine like trying to get someone fired and ruining their livelihood over something so dumb.
That he puts out into the world.
Right.
He goes, the coach is the top. I mean,
That is so unhinged.
what a disgusting freak. And of course he watches Hassan. This is the type of toxic masculinity that he puts out into the world.
Right.
He goes,
toxic masculinity. Holy moly.
She won't date you? She must be a Zionist baby killer.
What the hell are we gonna do without men?
Where did that even come from? Where did the part about dating come from? I feel like that was just kind of thrown in there.
It happened when we were rock climbing, and he was like, right after I said no, went up to our friends. It's like, well, I don't know if you knew this, but she's
So it happened while they were rock climbing. So presumably they weren't even at work when this happened. So they weren't even at work when this happened. The guy's talking a little bit of shit because she's rocking Teddy Fresh. And then she keeps going to HR to get him fired from his job.
genocide lover.
Yeah, what a
watches
loser.
a show with all these Jews. This right after I said no, went up to our friends. It's like, well, I don't know if you knew this, but she's a genocide lover.
Yeah, what a
watches
loser.
a show with all these Jews. It's like, wow.
That's crazy.
What a fucking loser, bro. Are you Jewish?
I had no one to share that with, so I was so excited. No, I'm not Jewish at all. I'm Italian.
Wow.
Oh, well, that's pretty close.
Well,
They say we
Anyway,
look very
I
similar.
wonder how many times it happened. Like that would be pretty bad, I guess, to go up to friends and say that she loves genocide and she loves a show with all the Jews. I don't know. That seems kind of crazy. But I just can't imagine. Like, how many times did this happen? Was this just like a one-time thing? But
Crazy.
Well, that doesn't
just wanted to
surprise me,
share
but
that
I'm
with
glad
you
we
guys.
got his ass fired. Good for you.
Yeah.
yeah, thank you so much. Wear my clothes at work. All
God
good
bless
now.
you. Thank you so
Nice.
much. I appreciate that. You be yourself
Love
and you
you
wear those
guys.
Teddy Fresh proudly. Thank you for sharing that.
yeah.
And fuck men. That guy sucks. What an asshole. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, see you
There it
guys.
is. There you go. You hear it? That's what Hassan's fans are like. Universally.
I can almost imagine this being like an op. You know what I mean? Like, I can almost imagine this being a literal op to just make them look bad. Because who's going to be in favor of anyone getting someone fired over some fucking retarded takes from anything online, you know? It's crazy.
100% of them. Our audience, beautiful, lovely, women, desirable, employed, attracting.
All right. So, anyways, yeah, whether or not that's true, I don't know. But I mean, I can believe it. But you know, maybe they just made it up. But pretty insane to get someone fired over that. All right, let's talk about. Oh yeah, ChibiReviews. ChibiReviews. Let's check in on Chibi. Chibi got in a fight with Sean DeBlack, and he just started spamming the N-word at him. So I think like in these characters, so Chibi says, hear me out. I think these characters, someone in the chat can like let me know. I think these are like brother and sister or something. I don't know for sure, but I think I've heard that because I've seen him like type about this all the time because he, you know, is a gooner. So he's always talking about, you know, wanting to have these two people do things or something, I guess. They're cousins? Okay. So he says, hear me out. And then Sean DeBlack says, this guy's fiance cheated on him with his best friend, which is true, by the way. And Chibi's response is, CEO of black people? And you ain't Martin Luther King. Sit your ass down. Your obsession with talking about cheating or talking about cucking is playing into stereotypes quite a bit. It's like you get off to the thought of it. Weird behavior and a bad look. So just... Chibi's got a... It's like so weird for Chibi to react. It's like, you are like the most famous cuck, at least of like this year. I can't think of another one. No one has ever been cucked and then got on YouTube to tell the world that their best friend cucked them and they lost all their friends. You know what I mean? And he acts like he's like shocked when people bring it up or like make fun of him for it. But yeah, so people were attacking Chibi over that. And then he responded, and look at this. Look at this from Sean DeBlack. Now, when Chibi blocked me and I had my little run-in, he got my edit to get censored like this, right? because they flag the fuck out. Anybody that goes against Chibi, you're getting like flagged to hell and back. They have the group chats flagging. And so his thing got censored. What do you think it is? It's literally a fucking YouTube thumbnail, bro. They were flagging so much, they got this YouTube thumbnail detailed as adult content. Ridiculous, man. So that's what's been going on with Chibi. He did put out a new video today that we can take a look at. He says, censorship just got worse permanently, and I hate it. So let's see. This is another amazing Chibi video where he's going to expose the censorship that's going on. I'm guessing that it probably is nothing like that there isn't this grand censorship conspiracy or whatever, but let's see.
I'm about to crash out and talk about cake for the next few minutes.
I'm going to guess that it has to do with just gooning. It's just like, he just wants to goon.
Because what do you mean? They took it from her. They straight up took it from her. Like, this is her in her game, her modeling game. Look at the curvature. Look at the cake. It's delicious. And then you look at this, and it's like, what happened? Cake. It's delicious.
So the first game is Persona 5, which is like an RPG or whatever.
Delicious. And then you look at this.
And this second game, I guess, is some gacha. I think it's like a gacha game, probably.
And it's like, what happened? Like, did they just chop it off? Like, it's like that it's not even the same character. Look, it's not even the same character. So this is currently going viral, and the reason why, and it makes a lot of sense when you associate it with the game.
There's something wrong about people that care about stuff like seriously. If you're that porn sick, where you're looking at shit like this and then soying out over it, there's something fucking wrong with you, bro. There is something wrong with you. You should stop watching porn immediately. Seek help for that.
Game that did this, Goddess of Victory, Nikke. Yeah, that game. The game that is known for having the most unhinged fan service with jiggle physics, cake all over the place. Every time you shoot the gun, you see the character do like jiggle all over the place. And it's just like, they straight up removed it. Completely removed her cake. There is no jiggle, anything. It's gone. There is nothing. And this is what people have grown.
So they didn't remove. So first of all, they didn't remove it. One was from Persona 5, a separate game. And then the team or whatever, I guess, when they transferred over the models, they look a little bit different or whatever. But there was nothing like taken out.
Accustomed to. Like this is what people expect from the game. And now before anyone's
ridiculous. How are you so porn sick? That's like, this is what we got for other characters. Why can't it be the same? Why can't they have jiggle physics? Like, just so embarrassing, man. Who gets mad over something like this?
Says like, oh, why are you getting so upset for something so minor? It is not something so small and minor. You want to know why? Because why did they remove it to begin with? Because the people that forced this collab through with Goddess of Victory did not want them to have any form of sex appeal. For those that...
So, and he just explains it there. So Atlas, the creator, or the, not the creator, but they're like the brand or whatever. Well, I guess it's they created it, right? So Atlas, who makes Persona 5, told this gacha game, hey, we don't want you to over-sexualize our characters. We don't want them to be like some gooner bait, weirdo shit. So if you're going to use the characters, we don't want like you to like make the ass gigantic or, you know, fuck with the characters and how we see them.
I don't know. There is currently rumors and
For your information, the Persona 5 characters are in high school. That's true. They are like high school kids. I forgot about that. What the fuck is wrong with these people, man? I forgot that they were high school kids, too.
Speculation circulating right now that apparently the reason why this even happened to begin with, why the cake is gone, the cake is actually not there anymore, is because apparently Atlas and also Sega basically are the ones that caused this. They basically straight up said that, you know, the character collab with Persona cannot actually have any form of jiggle or any form of sex.
That should be their fucking right. If you're the creator of this product or whatever, and you're doing some crossover, and you don't want the people to over-sexualize your characters, that should be their right. You know what I mean? It's like they created them. They don't want them like, you know, morphed into whatever sicko shit you're into. You know, that should be the right of the people that create the game. Hold on. By the way, we've got 175 in chat and only 33 likes. Please get the likes up. If you could please move the cursor, some of those 150 people. Hit the like button. It's free. If you want to support, we've got descriptions in the links in the description and super chats and memberships. But hit like. It's free. It helps. Thank you.
Sex appeal. And this has honestly become very apparent as of late. Like, if you know about the game Metaphor, there was literally a lot of debate and drama about one of the female characters just having literally their entire backside removed when the early stages revealed that it was actually there. So it was removed in process because obviously these development teams like Atlas and Sega is culturally captured by like identity politics, but also a woman cannot be beautiful anymore. You need to make sure they're as ugly as sin to where men cannot like them, even though the target.
Why does ChibiReviews' voice sound like he's doing an Andrew? I think he has some kind of lisp. He has some kind of thing happening there. I feel like I've heard him talk about it before, but that's probably why.
Audience for most games, I'm just gonna say it.
And again, this is not censorship. This is not censorship whatsoever. The creators of the game, that they're letting this other product use their characters that they created, don't want them to be over-sexualized, don't want them to be, you know, hentaified or whatever. That's their right. Like,
it is for men. I mean, yeah, there's some games that are dedicated to women, but the truth is, it's a majority of guys that play games. That is the hard truth. And the thing here is the fact that they straight up removed her cheeks.
Dude, I will say too, it's like, I just don't fucking get it, man. Like, I like Souls games or whatever. I like games like that, you know. What was the monkey one? Those are the one. If I play one, that's what I'm gonna play. And Stellar Blade, I played a little bit of that because I was like, oh, maybe this is like a Souls game. And it is just ridiculous. It's like, who looks at this shit and like wants it to be as gooner as possible? You know, Wukong. Yeah, Wukong. It doesn't make sense to me. The only thing I want in a game is like if it plays well, if it's fun. Who gives a fuck about this gooner weirdo shit, man?
With a Goddess of Nikke collab, or Goddess of Victory Nikke collab, is insane to me. Because it's like, why even do a collab when you don't even let the actual animators...
Like, it's actually a sickness. It's actually a sickness to... You look at everything in all your games through a sexual lens for, like, gooning. Like, you are sick. You are a sick person.
...of this game cook. Like, this is the team that makes... They make freaking Stellar Blade. They like, you know, Evie. Like, anyone that knows
his company makes Stellar Blade. There you go.
Knows about Stellar Blade, not just, you know, Nikke. You will know they love their cake. They love the female body. And like, why would you ever want them to do a collab with you, like them, like with Goddess of Victory, if you won't even allow them to do what they want? Like, I mean, even in this like presented trailer, you can see that they're trying their best to do what they normally like to do.
It's just so crazy. It's like, those aren't your characters, man. Those aren't the characters that they create. This, whatever this gotcha gooner game is, they did not create the characters from Persona 5, which are in high school. So if they don't want to over-sexualize the characters, like, you should abide by that because they're the reason that they even exist.
But they're just not allowed to. And it's just like, what the hell is this? Like, it is absolutely disrespect, and it showcases once again that this is a complete disservice, because we have seen collabs with Goddess of Victory where there has been collabs where the characters just have giant assets, but apparently Persona can't get it. You know what this makes me think? I fear now for...
Mobile games are foreplay for gooners to go look up hentai. It's specifically made for a form of emotional attachment to the characters. It's a sick, symbiotic relationship that unfortunately prints money. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like these games, these gooner games, like, you know, there's this like class of people or subsection of people on the internet that's like all they fucking care about. That's all they care about in like games or anything else. I don't ever hear them talk about how fun this is or how it plays. It's always about how sexualized the character is, or how it needs to be more or less, or how they're censoring it because it's not goonable. It is like ridiculous. I just don't understand it, man.
The upcoming Persona game, because the fact that you can't even have her, like Makoto, actually have any physics now is insane. Like, what do you think they're gonna do to like the new Persona? Like, what do you think is gonna happen? And I know that people are gonna say, Chibi, what's wrong with you? Why are you acting like a gooner? Persona in general.
Thank you for the 5.
Don't inspire Chibi or his audience to make his own characters. We know exactly what they would do with them.
Oh, dude, they have made Chibi characters, and he like retweet. He like, oh, I love it, and it's always like them turning Chibi into a woman and some kind of sexual thing, like every time, and he like loves it. It is so fucking degenerate.
General has a lot of Gooner fan service elements. That's the truth. It does. And there's a lot of LARPers that like to act like it doesn't. They get very upset when you mention that, but the truth is Persona has a lot of fan service, okay? A lot of problematic media, so to speak. And so the fact that we are seeing this with a collab,
it's just like, what gives you the right as some like Gooner freak to tell Atlas how their character should be represented in some crossover? For real. Like, what gives you the right? What gives you the right to do that? And to call it censorship is ridiculous.
Makes me fear for the upcoming Persona. It's going to be a watered-down, sanitized piece of shit. That's what I think it's going to be.
Bruh, that is ridiculous, man. What the fuck is he talking about? So because they didn't want... because they didn't want their characters that are in high school to have jiggling asses, like over accentuated butts... Now the next game is going to be shit. Okay, bro. Yeah, great take. The most retarded fucking take I've ever heard.
So, yeah.
Oh, apparently I've got... Let me look at my DMs. Thank you for telling me, by the way. Okay, I'll look at that.
I'll leave it at that. If you enjoy my video, please subscribe, leave a like, and...
Alright, let me see what this is. Okay, yeah. I'll pull these up. Let's see here. All right, let me see what this is. I can't read it. I gotta pull it up. All right, let's see. So this is ChibiReviews saying Gwen X Ben has been confirmed thanks to me. One of the creators of the show that worked on it said they actively talked about their relationship in production. This is backed up with evidence when you consider Tara Strong making a post shipping them. Huh? All right, somebody's going to have to like explain this to me. So these people are cousins and he's like celebrating that they're going to do something. Let's see how long it is. I don't know. I don't know anything about this. It's like 3 minutes. Yeah, let's check it out.
What do you mean one of the creators of Ben 10 commented on my post and confirmed one of the longest standing theories on the internet that's been there for literal decades at this point? They straight up confirmed...
This art reminds me of that guy that did that shooting. Who was he? The ghost guy? The ghost girl mass shooter or whatever? Maybe that's the same cartoon. I don't know.
That throughout the entire production, the crew that worked on Ben 10 was constantly joking and even thinking about the iconic Ben X Gwen romantic ship.
Randy Stair, yeah. Randy Stair was the guy. In fact, that was, as far as Medicers videos go, that was the last one I remember where I was like, I actually thought it was good, really, really good, but yeah, Randy Stair.
Obviously, this video is going to get a lot of people pissed off. It's going to get a lot of people angry, but this is straight from one of the creators' mouths themselves that the crew continuously joke.
Yeah, so these are like children on this show or whatever. I guess they're related and they're children, so gross.
About this, and you want to know how this is even more believable? We had Tara Strong, one of the voice actors for Ben 10, Ben themselves, the voice actor of Ben, even making a post like this back in 2013. It has remained here to this very day. She is still someone that is on social...
Oh, you sent me the ages? Okay, let's see here. Gwen's age varies depending on the specific Ben 10 series continuity. Oh my god. So the original series, they're a 10-year-old. They turn 11. The reboot, they're 10 years old. And then Ultimate Alien, Omniverse, and Alien Force, they're 15 and 16. So they are like just children.
Media with over 390,000 followers, people actively come back to this post and still post about it. You can see it right.
It's just, bruh, it is so fucking degenerate, man.
Literal pedophile.
right here. And I think it's very clear that even in the stages of production, it wasn't just the animators and the scriptwriters, the storyboarders, it was even the voice actors themselves even being in on the joke and probably even shipping the two characters because of how unhinged and hilarious it is. So this is honestly such—
Thank you for the 5.
Chibi's son or Food Shop's daughter? Which one are you picking?
I don't even know what that means. Chibi's son or Food Shop's daughter? I don't know what that means. I guess I'll go with Chibi, but I don't really know what that means. So I don't know what you're asking me.
such an insane
Someone explain to me in the chat what that means.
thing, because you know what this does? It makes scenes like this just so much more different now. Now that you know
Thank
the
you for the
people that
5.
were working on these type of scenes were actively thinking that these two should have been a couple. Like, I'm just gonna play the scene, and now look at it from the perspective of the actual creators envisioning these two potentially being together. Just watch the scene now. But before we go any further, please leave a like on the video or subscribe if you really love me. It does help me
Oh
out.
my god, this is fucking perverse. They look really young too in the show. This is them. So they look like they're like 10 years old.
A lot, and I would greatly appreciate it. It helps push my video for the algorithm and more people to discover my content. But with that, I've sandbagged long enough. Let's play the clip.
Who is Food Shops? Food Shops is a trans Destiny orbiter who said that they had POCD. So they had like OCD, pedophile OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, where they said they couldn't stop thinking about like doing things with children, essentially. And then there's like a bunch of different quotes. They had, you know, they've been in a bunch of drama with that, regarded largely as a pedophile. Connor, when Connor would fight with Food Shops, you just call her a pedophile over and over again. Same with Tyler. So that's who Food Shops is. And now they're like the Destiny, they're like the anti-snarker thing. So like Destiny, people that are critics of Destiny, Food Shops like goes after and whatever. They are also Asian. They got the diddler disorder. Yeah. Something like that.
So get over yourself and give me your hands. Most important thing is don't step on her toes. Ugh, this is so gross. Like I don't
Dude, Chibi is a fucking freak, man.
know that. Now just count. Most important thing is don't
It's like 2 kids on there just like, and Chibi's like, oh, this is great.
People to discover my content. But with that,
this is so gross. Like I don't know that. Now just count.
it's so funny.
2.
Dude, it's
One,
a scene like out of a like a romance.
Forward, back, forward,
Oh
back.
my god, man.
Hey, I'm dancing.
Oh, that is so sweet.
Grandpa!
I have never felt more validated.
How is this funny? What is the joke? He's laughing because like he thinks he's like imagining them, you know, being in like sexual relations. That's the whole thing of this is like he always says like hear me out over these people's characters. They're like cousins or something, you know what I mean? And one of the creators responded to it saying, you know, oh, this was like a running joke. So he's watching it and being like, oh, I was right. They are like fucking or whatever. That's kind of his idea.
In my entire life. Every single meme, every single post I have done, every single thumbnail with Gwen in it has so much validation behind it now. Because what do you mean?
He really is a
The
gremlin.
creators were actively thinking about the same thing that the community has been shitposting about for 2 decades. It is unbelievably based. I'm just gonna say it. Like I said, I know there is going to be a lot of people are going to be extremely upset about this. But like I said,
Have those people not discovered Korn yet? What is wrong with them? Why is he bricked? It's because they want to look at, you know, they want to look at depictions of underage children. That's like their thing. That's Chibi's thing. You know what I mean? They're just like sick.
words from one of the creators themselves. They even commented on my post. They responded. I got into DMs with them, got to talk to them about the whole situation. Yeah,
I'm guessing he was definitely, he really should have been beaten in high school. I'm guessing Chibi's been thrown in several lockers. It would not surprise me. He has the phenotype of like a gremlin pedophile.
Great, but also this news has broken containment off of social media like X. It is now being also discussed on Reddit as well. So yeah, there is a lot of people that are pretty upset, especially since I'm the one that brought this to light. I am the one that got this conversation to finally be laid to rest. But
imagine being proud about that. Imagine being proud about talking about two, 10-year-olds. Drawn depiction of 10-year-olds, cousins or brother and sister, whatever it is, and like being like the guy that was like sexualizing it. He's like so proud of it, He's such a degenerate, man.
But we finally got confirmation, so I'm happy.
Well, that was disgusting. That was only a day ago. All right, and then I got sent one more thing about Chibi. We'll take a look at this. More degeneracy from ChibiReviews. That's why it's so funny to me that these guys, like Tectone as well, Tectone's a complete fucking degenerate as well, where they're talking about like, conservative values and things of this nature. And then they're like bigger degenerates than just about anybody, It's obscene. All right, so let's see here. Cringe weirdo, my ass. Someone sent to Chibi and he said, I want Tanya to sit on my face. I will not apologize for this test. And it's a picture of a 8-year-old or fucking, I don't know, 10 or something like that. So, yes, Chibi is a pedophile. Breaking news. Chibi's a pedophile. All right. So that's what Chibi's been up to. Same old, same old. All right, let's take a look at the Tectone stuff. Thank you for sending that stuff, by the way. Let me see if there was a... Oh, yeah, here. So here's the age of the person. So this is Tanya from that anime. And their physical age, they are 10 or 11. And their actual age is 12 to 13. So, yeah. All right. Let's go to Tectone. So Tectone has been... seething a bit. It's been pretty funny to watch. He just got married like a week ago. And now like his ex or whatever is like meeting up with Drake and doing collabs with fucking Drake. Which is crazy, man.
Are you into role play?
So if you don't know, for some reason, Tectone lost a civil case and got a 10-year protection order where a judge found he was liable for SA and stalking against his ex-girlfriend, Pink Chew. So that's where all this drama kind of originates from, and now they're like, doing collabs with Drake.
Into role play?
Like
Silly?
Like silly.
A little silly?
Yeah. I am absolutely, by the way, you can look me down.
By the way, I hate these shows so much. I hate these things. These shows where they have like girls on there and it's all like, highly produced. Like, I don't know. Can't stand it.
Guys, if you say do it, I would fully.
Okay. You're saying this. And
Why the fuck did they
I'm gonna
censored that?
test it.
Okay.
That you have like, were they just hanging out or something? That's crazy.
What do we? Just give me like one.
Would you bark for me? Good boy.
Yeah.
I guess.
So anyways, she's doing that with Drake. Also, apparently he bought Pink Chew's mom like a house, which is crazy. Now, I typically with these types of shows, I just don't believe anything on this stuff. You know what I mean? But I mean with Drake, like he does like buy people shit all the time, like crazy amounts of money. So maybe it's real, but typically with stuff like this, I just don't believe any of it's fucking real.
One more time.
Yeah, Drake is corny as fuck. That's true.
Lena, I mean, you're incredible. Yeah, it's legit. Yeah, it's legit.
Legal document.
With that being said,
you sent me a crazy tweet on this? I don't have anything unless I got message requests. Yeah, I see it. Cool. Thank you.
I'd also like to give you 25 bands, but on top of
Okay, I do need to pull this up. This is a crazy fucking tweet. It's so funny, man. People picking on it's like this person says there's Pink Chew and Drake right there. Yo, X got dicked by OVO Meat Monster at Tectone. Nah, I'd be throwing up and crying. We all see the video. He was punching the kid. Yo, God, stop it. That is a fucking crazy tweet. All right. Where was I? Here we go.
For that, I'm gonna send you anywhere you want to go in the world. All expenses paid. And if you want to invite me,
Let's do
if you want to invite me,
You're definitely invited.
Okay, all right. Well, if you want to invite me, you can. But if it's with somebody else, I understand.
Thank you. I tried. Thank you for the Ebonics compliment. I try.
From me to you, for my pipe.
Trigger Point has been, dude. Trigger Point is like a ride or die Tectone guy. Now, Trigger Point isn't very popular, like as far as anywhere besides the VTuber community. Like if you look at like Sector Circle, he's fucking completely hated. Commentary, it's the same thing. Because he's massive. I mean, VTuber degenerate type character.
And for my wife,
Damn.
Yeah, I just feel like,
Am I your type?
yeah, I think it's more than that. You know, it's like you're just like intriguing and from Texas, and you have fangs, and I just feel like I could like learn new things.
No, yeah, it's like a bit. You know what I mean? All these shows are always like a bit. Now the purchasing something for her, I don't know if he would like lie about that. I guess it's possible, but the fact that it's Drake makes me think that it's like possible. But a lot of almost everything you see on these things are like, you know, all production and whatever.
And I feel like we're like
a lot of things, you know.
okay. Well, we're like
God,
opposites, but
can't
I feel like
take it.
opposites attract.
Wait,
yeah.
can I hug you?
Yeah.
I think we're married now.
Yeah, I know. It's so sweet.
Hi, I'll break that shit up.
And for my wife, the one thing I
Yeah, I would say that he probably wants to crack.
would do
Probably.
would be anything you want. So you just get to pick
Seems to be Drake's MO.
one thing, anything in the world, and I'll buy it for you.
Wait, are you being serious?
Yeah. You don't have to decide
can
right
I-
now, but
If I
you know?
would you buy my mom a house?
Oh, well, yeah, I'd love to.
Wait, really?
Sure.
Whoa.
Because she's wanting to retire and I've been trying to help her.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
He's an angel. He's an angel. She'll love you as a son-in-law, so.
Exactly. I have to do it for my mother-in-law. So thank you. Thank you. That's amazing. No, you're the best. And yeah, hopefully none of this is hypothetical. Hopefully I'll get to know these ladies more in life. So thank you. I appreciate it. Never thought I'd be here, but
I always
hey.
knew I'd be here.
Yeah.
Anyways, I can't. It's painful. It's pain. I know it is painful. I can't stand. I can't stand these things. But I had to at least show that like that's what has been going on. And so Tectone, like the day after this, started posting. He started posting like, "Oh, by the way, I've been married a week," which you know, maybe he just, thank you for the $2. I appreciate it. This is spiritually Israeli. Yes, I agree, very much so. But so he started posting like not long after this. It's like, by the way, I've been married a week, guys. Remember the marriage? And he's, he always does this when anything happens with his exes or anything. He'll like subtweet and all this stuff. But this was definitely like a response because it blew up, right? It's Drake and that girl. These accounts were huge. It was from Ryan, who got 57K likes, and Daily Loud, which is like a huge account, right? So Tectone, see them same thing, saying, by the way, I've been married a week. And then he talked a little bit about it. Not too much, but he did talk a little bit about it.
You should have like a really, really, really good chest day and I'll be back to normal.
By the way, I should actually point this out too. And I'm not gonna, this is just for the people that are watching the stream. So if you don't know, Tectone was banned from Asmongold's YouTube, right? He was banned from Asmongold's YouTube. Both his name and account are banned from Asmongold's YouTube. And so in the light of all this Drake stuff, I made this tweet, right?
I'm sure if you've been on Twitter, you've seen it. It has been fucking hilarious. But anyways, I fucking love Kendrick Lamar.
So it's just him seething, saying that he loves Kendrick Lamar. Now, the funny thing about this tweet is that Asmongold liked this tweet of me shitting on Tectone, which is pretty crazy. Now, it does make me question. It's like, okay, so they've banned this guy's name and his account from Asmongold's YouTube. And Asmongold is also liking tweets that are shitting on Tectone. So very interesting stuff.
Creators you might like section when making an account. Hey, I'm glad, man. A fellow racist, I say. But things are looking quite good.
Actually, you know what? I should just show it. Fuck it. Thank you for the 10.
Tectone only mentions Sophia just to one-up his haters. Otherwise, he would rather talk about anything else.
Kind of sad. Tectone only mentions... yeah, that is... it is pretty crazy. He gets salty over this stuff, man. Really salty. But hold on, let me see. Will this show anything if I do it on stream? No. Okay, so I'll just show you guys. I was thinking about not doing it, but fuck it. You know what I mean? Fuck it, bro. Post activity. Go to likes. And there we have Asmongold. And it's actually him. So I thought that was pretty funny. So maybe it's not just Asmongold's editors. Maybe it's not just his editors that are banning Tectone. You know what I mean? Maybe he actually doesn't like a guy stalking and like pretending to be his best friend. You know what I mean? I would hate that too. If some weirdo guy that was accused of rape and lost a civil case was pretending to be my best friend, making AIs where we're like hanging out and stuff. You know, I probably wouldn't be a huge fan of that either. So anyways, let's see what Tectone had to say about it.
As you guys know, I was dealing with some bullshit behind the scenes, and I think we got ahead of it, which is great. We're going to keep on dealing with that. Should be done within a couple days. Saw a lot of people going viral on the Twitter timeline. I've seen a lot of hate towards a lot of people who fucking...
Oh yeah, that's the other thing, dude. He's made so many videos about Asmongold's girlfriend too. He actually said that she should be beat. He was like, when they were talking about her making dinner and stuff, he was like, oh, you should have, I would have beat her for that. He like literally said some shit like that and made like several videos. He called him gay because he was wearing the shirt. You know, this was all around the time where they banned Tectone from the YouTube. So it is interesting, you know what I mean? I definitely, like I said, I wouldn't want some bald freak pretending to be my best friend, and you know, the clout chasing's insane.
Suck on the Twitter timeline. Oh my God, I've been loving it. I've been loving it. Holy,
I'm sure he's been loving it.
Fuck, it's been great. I'm sure if you've been on Twitter, you've seen it. It has been fucking hilarious. But anyways, I fucking
absolutely see it. Cog moment, you know. It should have been me.
Fucking love Kendrick Lamar. Anyways, let's talk.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you love Kendrick
about
Lamar.
what's been going on with Awk real quick. We're going to watch the EDP.
All right. So that's it. That's all I can talk about. Obviously, he does have a, you know, protection order. He's really not even supposed to be like subtweeting or like even vaguely talking about Pink Chew. But he still does all the time, you know. And maybe something will continue with that. I don't know. But, you know, we'll have to see. But yes, we've got 204 live and 54 likes. If everyone could please hit the like button. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the fucking like button. Helps get more people here. Helps share the stream. If you want to support, we have links in the description, super chats and memberships. But hit like. It's free. All right, let's go to... Dude, JiDion. JiDion got massively exposed by this EDP doc. I think the takeaway... My takeaway from this EDP doc, besides obviously knowing that EDP is like a sick freak, is how badly Alex Rosen, but especially JiDion, fucked up, like to an enormous degree. JiDion, for instance, you know, was essentially, I mean, what he did to that minor, if what she says is true, if he encouraged her to continue talking to EDP, that is like weird predator, you know, victimizing someone completely. Like if you were encouraging a minor to talk to some pedophile, like that is completely fucked up. You may as well be a pedophile. Yeah. I mean, like, you are encouraging a minor to talk to I would call him a predator. I would call that predator behavior for sure. So let's take a look. I'm not gonna go. Everyone's already seen the EDP doc, so we're just gonna go through the JiDion stuff and then the Alex Rosen stuff, because Alex Rosen has been melting down on Twitter too, or at least fighting with people over, you know, him fucking up the EDP thing. The documentary, like, kind of, that was kind of the tone for when they talked about Alex Rosen and JiDion, that they kind of fucked up the investigations. Let me see. Ah, damn it. The timestamp wasn't on there. All right, I got to go to the... Give me a sec. You got to be careful with this thing, too. It's like, this doc was crazy. They have some actor plowing a blow-up doll in this for, like, no reason. It doesn't make any fucking sense, but...
And then he backed out, you know? He got cold feet. He didn't want to meet her, you know? He was just... You know?
So JiDion's talking about the girl who was like 15 at the time that was in his Discord that, you know, EDP was messaging, that EDP met through JiDion's Discord.
Being EDP.
I was hoping to get a sting operation, but they kind of didn't want to do that because JiDion hired a private investigator that found EDP's apartment, his work, and his dialysis center. So on my birthday, they went to confront him.
After we realized that he wasn't going to drive to actually meet up with the girl, we set something up in Las Vegas, Nevada to try to confront him about...
It is like a total, like, Chris Hansen in this says that it's a total clown show, like what JiDion and Skeeter did. And it really is. Like, you're doing a sting and then you're showing up in a cupcake outfit. You know what I mean? Like, it is kind of just completely clownish when there actually is like a minor being victimized, you know? It really puts into perspective like what these JiDion and Skeeter's goal is, like, you know, what they actually care about, which I would say is content first and then all this other shit second.
What he had been doing online, messaging this girl. Honda SUV? That looks like him? That's a Honda, bro. That's it. I think that might be him. Oh my god, dear lord, it's he.
Did they not know the doc would be bad for them? Well, that's the thing, is that they thought it was probably going to be good. JiDion, I think, was like excited about it. And then, you know, when it came out, obviously it doesn't put them in a great light. I mean, they kind of, the doc and Chris Hansen calls them both clowns, basically, and that they fucked everything up.
It's EDP in the flesh. I love you, bro.
And as I'm walking into the dialysis center, these motherfuckers pop out the goddamn van. Right then and there.
So they're not even setting up a meetup, by the way. So there's literally nothing legal that can happen here. They're not even setting up a meetup with EDP and the minor that JiDion was talking to at the time. Like, EDP didn't want to meet up with them, so they're ambushing him at a dialysis thing. So it's like nothing is going to come of that, no legal anything. They're just doing this strictly for content and views.
Like, give me Kayla's address because I'm about to hop in this car and I'm about to go blow this bitch's brains out.
He's texting me right now, so he told me fuck you, bitch.
I don't give a fuck.
They're actually calling her on again, this is a minor that was like victimized by EDP. They're like calling her on the phone while they're doing this ambush.
If you're a minor, I don't give a fuck. Oh, well, you know, she's just a girl. You can't be doing that shit. Bitch, you gotta die.
He cussed me out. He told me to, I believe, he told me to kiss his ass.
2 years ago, you were called kiss my ass.
And the whole meetup was underwhelming, you know? Like, he just went inside.
Brian, it's disappointing. He said 2 words and then he walked right in.
Basically, what's going through my mind, don't say a fucking word.
We really do just want to have a...
It is interesting. The documentary really does, like, they make, you know, EDP's a sick guy. He's a pedophile. They like do like bits with him where he's like shooting guns and like give him all this aura and stuff. This is kind of a bizarre decision.
Just a civil conversation.
They ain't got shit on you. As long as you don't say a word, you good to go.
Brian,
Bryant. Don't be like this, Bryant. I just have a few questions.
Thoughts? It's an embarrassing clown show. He says the same thing over and over again. The way
JiDion, that hurt. That hurt JiDion, calling him a clown by his hero, Chris Hansen, probably.
This
Especially Skeeter is like some Chris Hansen. He pretends to be Chris Hansen or something for YouTube.
It's not really an investigation, but the way this was conducted makes it unprosecutable. And over and over again, the way clown show. He says the same thing over and over again. The way this investigation, it's not really an investigation, but the way this was conducted makes it unprosecutable. And you've got Skeeter or Skeet or whatever his name is, who's clowning around. And
Skeeter or Skeet.
Taking my lines, I suppose, and murdering them with a guy in a cupcake outfit. There's no serious attitude here.
Literally, you victimized a minor. If they encourage the minor to talk to EDP at all, I should say, allegedly, I guess, because I don't know for sure, but that's what it sounds like. That's the allegation that the minor is making. If you encourage the minor to talk to EDP and have sexual conversations and all this stuff, then you first of all, you victimize the minor, but then you didn't even get a meetup set up. You didn't get anything to actually, be able to prosecute. You just ambushed them and didn't even have a meetup set.
To our hands at all. That's a hard maybe, though. And, that way, obviously, there's no content there, so it's eh.
What is your opinion on Skeeter Gene?
I don't know Skeeter Gene.
I will say, too, this documentary kind of exposing, or talking about the problem with, JiDion and even the Alex Rosen thing, where it was they're messaging people first. I do wish that these guys that were predator catchers, I wish that all the information was public as far as how many people they're prosecuting, of all the people they're meeting up with, what happens with them. There should be some kind of public thing. And they always say I have all the prosecutions, if the people that I go after get prosecuted, but none of it's none of it's ever put together. You know what I mean? And I looked up Chris Hansen's. Actually, let me look that up again. Because it's interesting. So Chris Hansen's supposed to have people actually prosecuted, but let's look up the actual.
He reached out to
statistics here
some time ago to collaborate, and it's not something I would ever do.
Why not?
Because I don't need to. I mean, I don't need to create a clown show with somebody who is merely seeking to get fame and clicks and views on YouTube. I have my own team, my own way of doing things.
So from the case, so this is from Chris Hansen, right? This is the guy. This is the original guy, the predator catching king. And it says, estimates from Chris Hansen himself indicate that approximately 30% of cases from To Catch a Predator era resulted in prosecution. However, legal experts and community analysis suggests the actual conviction rate was significantly lower, with some arguing that almost all individuals arrested on the show walked away without charges. So if Chris Hansen, a guy where they're working with police, right? They're working with police to set up the show and do all this stuff. If they aren't able to prosecute, then it's how low do you think people like JiDion or Alex Rosen's prosecution rate is, I mean, it's got to be fucking really low, I would imagine. If Chris Hansen only has 30% and people say that it might be lower, that is crazy.
And it produces justice. The rest of these clowns.
So here we get into the girl, legal. Again, the minor. Yeah, it is crazy, Cope. These guys, it's fucking embarrassing, honestly. And like I said, if some of the stuff that this girl is about to say is true, then they are, guilty of victimizing this minor.
Would you have had sex with Kayla?
If it was legal?
If it's true.
I would have fucking turned that ass out. I would have fucking ate her ass out, my nigga, and made a funnel cake about her shit.
EDP, but I think I was...
Yeah, exploitation of a minor. Yeah. And it honestly, I would lean so hard that they are guilty of that because she was in the Discord and they were talking and everything else. It's just crazy to encourage a minor like that to do any of this stuff or to, for content. It's crazy.
Mainly a victim This is gonna sound crazy, but mainly a victim of JiDion, in a way. I feel like for a long time I was his like little puppet.
In what way were you his puppet?
I feel like I was his puppet because I was just like kind of doing the things he demanded me to do. I feel like I am a victim of JiDion because he encouraged me to keep talking to a pedophile.
Every single time we would talk to her, I would ask her if she's okay. Are you sure you're good?
Now, I have seen videos where JiDion's mod, they're having a group call, right? They're having a group call. I guess we'll get to it. But they're having a group call where they're talking about, oh, we're going to have her continue to talk to EDP because I think it would make a fire video if we have this minor victimize themselves, you know, continue to victimize themselves with a pedophile.
Like, I want to make sure you're okay, because I know, like, this could be really, really... Are you sure you're good?
She was like, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. I want to get him arrested. I want to get him arrested.
But you're the adult. You're the adult. If you know that a 15-year-old is talking to a pedophile and they're talking about, you know, sexually explicit things, you're the adult. You should tell the minor child to stop. They don't know. They don't know what's best for them or anything else. You know, you should tell them to stop.
I told JiDion every single time that EDP would send me dick pics, but he would never tell me to like block him or anything.
I want you to block him on your phone.
Do not do
Some of the stuff they do for B-roll in this is just kind of like super, super, super. And I'm not one to talk probably, but well, it is like worse than some of the stuff that I've even done. But it's very exploitative. Like having a minor that was victimized by this pedophile on there, and then you're like doing B-roll of images and things like that, and some of the depictions that they have for B-roll. It's crazy.
That. To my knowledge, I never knew that she actually sent anything because I never seen any images of that. But she sent something explicit.
Yeah, Kayla Hoskins actually sent me a picture of her tits. You know, she didn't Photoshop a goddamn thing. She literally sent me fucking nudes of her fucking tits. I feel like she's a fucking scam artist. I feel like she's a bitch.
She was a kid. She was a kid. That's the thing. It's like she was a child, bro. And for JiDion should have done something like as the adults, like, oh, don't talk sex, you know. No, you shouldn't encourage them to talk to them at all. You shouldn't encourage a child to talk to a prolific predator. You know, because you think they're going to be responsible or anything like that. It's like, no, they're a kid. They shouldn't be talking to them.
I feel like she's very stuck up. She's very connected.
Right, so we have like JiDion talking to the minor on the scene when they like went up to meet him and all this stuff. We have like recordings of them in Discord calls talking about how they're going to make content out of this. And then they present it, it's like, oh yeah, this happened. And then they're like all these other like insane claims. It kind of just discredit the kid.
Maybe she's
it's
sort
actually
of
kind of bizarre.
The whole situation as leverage to boost her music career and such. So, you know, again, while she's technically, she's a victim, I think she's kind of using the whole situation as leverage to gain
This kid
followers.
knows ball. This kid knows ball.
A little bit.
Now, me personally, am I an opportunist? Yes, I am. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that, as long as you're not harming anybody. And I don't think I was harming anybody. And especially when you're my age, if you're 16, people are going to think that you're young and dumb. So you kind of have to be an opportunist. You have to make your own opportunities. You can.
Technically, a victim is crazy work. Yeah, no, they are like. But anyways, so I went back. I found she made a video like when all this stuff was happening. She actually made like a short 10-minute video explaining it. So we're gonna watch that. We're gonna see what they actually had to say. And it's called "What JiDion Did Will Shock You." This was made 1 year ago, and it's like a short video just kind of explaining what happened. So let's take a look.
Disclaimer, this video is not made with the intention to hate, defame, or harm anyone's personal brand or career. It reflects personal experiences and perspectives and includes an honest review of someone's work ethic. Hello, I'm Kayla Hoskins, and this is not an easy video to make, but I feel like I have no choice but to...
Why are all the adults here acting like a child took advantage of them? Because that is like, that's what EDP does too. That's like typical... You know, that's typical behavior. If someone does something fucked up, they're going to, you know, blame the victim. It's pretty fucked, man.
to stand up for myself. JiDion and his team have...
And like I said, I don't know all of the intricacies of this thing, but I do know that this minor, he knew the minor was talking to EDP, and he didn't say not talk to them at all. It was just like, oh, don't send nudes, don't send that stuff. But you can't trust a kid to like do or not do, you know, whatever. You should tell them, no, stop talking to them, and then, you know, try to do something besides just worrying about content to make and calling them while you're doing the sting and shit like that. Calling a fucking kid.
Been spreading lies about me to try and protect his reputation at my expense. I've always tried to be real with my viewers, and I have never wanted to be in this kind of drama, but when people twist the truth about you, sometimes you have to expose them. I first met JiDion when I was 15 years old through his Discord server, where I participated in one of his contests called Guess the Black Person. The video of this contest has since been deleted, and looking back, I now realize how inappropriate it was for him to use skin color as a form of content. I regret participating, but at 15, I didn't fully understand the implications. After the contest, JiDion's community manager, Inside, added me on Discord and sent me a friend request, which was a bit odd considering that he wasn't even in charge of paying me afterwards. At the time, I was a big supporter of JiDion and spent a lot of time in his Discord server.
By the way, isn't it weird that they're having like contests with kids? They're having like, guess the black person, or is this guy black with like actual kids?
As embarrassing as it is to say, I frequently joined public voice calls. One day, I noticed that JiDion had allowed EDP445 into his server for an interview. I didn't initially know who EDP was, but I had heard he was a public figure involved in some drama through ex-friends. Since I was young and naive, I assumed that if he were truly dangerous, JiDion wouldn't have allowed him in a server filled with mostly minors. But now, looking back, it's clear some creators constantly want to put their audience in danger. First we had TanaCon, now we have a minor and predator meet and greet hosted to you by JiDion. It's also worth noting that my Instagram account was linked to my Discord profile, and some people believe that's how EDP found and messaged me. At the time, I wasn't fully aware of his background. At first, our conversation was meet and greet hosted to you by JiDion. It's also worth noting that my Instagram account was linked to my Discord profile, and some people believe that's how EDP found and messaged me. At the time, I wasn't fully aware of his background. At first, our conversations seemed normal. When I asked if he was actually a predator, he said it was all fake for content and he was paid to act as one by Alex Rosen.
So I guess that would be the first thing, is like, you're bringing in EDP and you have like a server full of kids. You know what I mean? Like you got like a predator literally scoping out your Discord for another victim.
Soon, his messages became emotional and inappropriate. He even started bringing up suicide. I now recognize this was done as a manipulation tactic to make me feel obligated to engage with him. When I realized something was wrong, I spoke to a moderator in JiDion's Discord server, who happened to be someone I was kind of besties with at the time. But for her own privacy and safety,
Yeah, it's like really irresponsible. There's literally no reason not to make another Discord to talk to EDP in. Yeah. You definitely don't want him talking to like members of your server, especially if you think that they might be, you know, minors.
I won't say her name. I explained the situation.
Why the fuck would you even have an all ages server while making this type? Because people are like, they can get more users in there. That's all they care about, right? They don't care if like something bad happens, or they'll take the chance because they just want more users around or more supporters or viewers. But yeah, it's crazy to, I mean, if you're making mature content, like, I don't know why you would want a bunch of kids around.
And soon, everyone in the voice call started asking questions. Someone told Inside about what happened, and he ended up joining the voice call as well, and asked me if I wanted to be bait. This led to a group chat with JiDion himself, where he asked me about my experience with EDP445. I also believe JiDion recorded my conversation with him in this specific group chat. However, rather than treating the situation seriously, JiDion saw it as content. He even attempted to involve other content creators like FaZe Rug in my situation.
So I want to go to one thing I'm gonna jump around here because I thought that they might, and obviously, you know, they probably don't make videos a lot or something. But there's that call is actually in. Turkey Tom made like a video on JiDion, and I think that call is in here, which is pretty crazy. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, here we go. This should be it right here.
Can you tell them what
advice on how to go about communicating with EDP?
with the GOAT himself? So I hit up Skeet and we pulled up on him.
What a great guy. Anyway, according to Inside, the Discord moderator who contacted EDP about the sting, he actually gave Kayla some advice on how to go about communicating with EDP.
So happy that this worked out, bro.
Wait, here, Inside.
I'm so happy this worked out.
So everybody doesn't think, you know, I paid this girl. Can you tell them what happened?
Okay, so basically, Kayla messages me whenever he starts DMing her, and she's like, yo, EDP is DMing me. And so we got on a call, and I was like, first off, make sure you tell your parents, tell the police, all that.
First off, make sure you tell these people. But can you come on a Discord? Can you come on a Discord call and can we figure out how to make some content
that kind
here?
of stuff. And then I was like, yo, I have a fire idea for a video.
Yo, I got some fire idea for a video, bro.
You just lead him on for a little bit.
And it's like a kid literally like, oh, this predator has been talking to me.
So that, and then I'll tell JiDion all about this, and maybe JiDion can get an IR.
Oh, yo, thank you for the raid, Jelly. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
IRL interview with EDP because he ghosted us on the online one.
Hey, child. Hey,
kid. What if you like messaged the file and the pedophile groomed you?
That'll be a fire video, dude. The sting.
I have a fire idea for a video.
Just lead him on a little bit, man. What if you just lead him on for a little bit?
JiDion just stares into space while this is said out loud. Once again, not really grasping the seriousness of what's being said. I almost can't put it into words how irresponsible this is. When stings are conducted on creeps, it's always viable to use a decoy, a person who.
That's the thing. It's like, I don't really, the documentary that on EDP that Mike Klum did, they kind of sweep for JiDion by saying, oh, this girl said some crazy shit. But the basis of the original kind of like allegation that it was encouraged or they were telling her how to talk to him and stuff like that, that is there. They're talking like, oh, we have some fire content ideas. They're calling the girl after they do their retarded like jumping thing at the dialysis place. Like, he is guilty. Like, I mean, on the, how bad it is, there's probably levels, but he did know this was happening and they did kind of take advantage of it and try to make content out of it and like use her, talk to her, very irresponsible.
Was an adult posing as a child. This is because adults are less likely to be traumatized or manipulated by the creep in question. And by using a decoy, you prevent a kid from being harmed. But Inside admits it here. He encouraged Kayla to lead on EDP and keep talking to him, which, in other words, means he told this victim to continue messaging the most infamous creep in YouTube history because it would be good content.
And his whole Discord's there. Look, he's having a giant group call where he's saying, yeah, I've got a fire idea for content. You should, keep talking to this predator. We can make like a big video. And of course, that's going to encourage a child, right? If the big streamer guy or the big content creator is talking about you to everybody and like everything's focused, that is going to encourage a child to continue. That is not like nipping it in the bud and doing something about it.
Idea for a video.
What if you just lead him on for a little bit, and then I'll tell JiDion all about this?
Maybe this isn't true and Inside is lying.
Yeah, I don't know if Kick is messing up or not.
To make himself look worse. But JiDion just sits there as he says this and doesn't disagree at all. So to me, that says everything. Not only that, but Kayla claims that JiDion and Inside and whoever else was involved advised her against going to the police because they wanted their content to be better.
They weren't allowing me to go to the police station 2 months prior because it would have ruined their content.
Now, I have no evidence that this specific claim is true, and as a result, I'm not going to take this one and advised her against going to the police because they wanted their content to be better.
They weren't allowing me to go to the police station 2 months prior because it would have ruined their content.
Now, I have no evidence that this specific claim is true, and as a result, I'm not going to take this one and run with it. With that being said, EDP is not known to be bashful, to say the least. He's a nasty, freaky guy, and as JiDion himself acknowledges, EDP was sending Kayla explicit content.
He sent DPs to a 15-year-old girl.
Not just that, he was making threats of violence towards her. This was revealed in her video talking about what EDP had said to her over text.
This shit goes wrong in any way, shape.
All right, so let's go back to the other video. So as you can see, there is like a video of them, encouraging it to make content while this minor is being victimized.
For clout. since Face Rug lived in conversation with him in this specific group chat. However, rather than treating the situation seriously, JiDion saw it as content. He even attempted to involve other content creators like Face Rug in my situation for clout, since Face Rug lives in my area. They collectively never once told me to go straight to law enforcement, and instead, they started bringing up ideas on how to do a sting operation on EDP-445. There was ideas of catching EDP-445 at SeaWorld or at a nearby hotel. I suggested SeaWorld because I thought it would be smart to use a place that discreetly had metal detectors, just in case EDP-445 was carrying a gun.
This is great. So they were literally planning. I mean, if what she's saying is true, which honestly, I have no reason to doubt much, like that, because they did do a sting operation. They did like go and find this guy. So I could see them like planning, like, oh yeah, we can go to SeaWorld or something. Like I can 100% see them planning for it because that's what they wanted. They wanted to have some catch to, make the news and make big content.
JiDion on a phone call even told me not to report anything to the police because a private case was being built up behind the scenes. Trusting them as a 15-year-old who knew nothing about the law, I didn't question it. They also instructed me to keep messaging EDP, which was incredibly draining, and pressure him to show up at a specific time and location to conduct a sting operation. I wasn't allowed to report anything.
Like, it is crazy to me that they didn't get more flack about this stuff when this first happened. Maybe it just took some time for people to find out. I did not know about this. I did not know that JiDion, like, they were using a 15-year-old to talk to this predator and like making content about it and coming up with ideas. That is like so irresponsible.
To the cops until the day of the sting, which also happened to be on my birthday. And let me just tell you, it was the most awkward birthday ever. Having to talk to two very conservative male cops who were breathing incredibly hard and heavy while reading the text between EDP-445 and I was definitely not on my bucket list for my birthday. I now realize the reason they waited was to prevent their content from being ruined or interfered with. Eventually, I was given permission to post my own video about EDP-445 to raise awareness about my situation and expose him as a babysitter. The video gained attention within 3 weeks, receiving a lot of mixed reactions. However, JiDion and his community manager inside were mad at this. His mods in his Discord server even started shading me, and a mod by the name of Raichi called me a clout chaser. Skeeter Jean even charged people $70 for his own EDP video, which I had advised him not to do over iMessage. And
$70. $70 fucking dollars. So they're using this minor to like do this sting and then charging $70 fucking dollars.
He was
now.
really in need of money to post it on YouTube or an alternative platform to double the money. Yet he ignored me and left my message
really just
on red.
so fucking gross.
To overcome this, I live streamed on my Discord server twice the EDP video Skeeter Jean made so that people wouldn't spend $70. And I'd like to clarify that the only money I ever made was from my own YouTube channel and certain interviews I did. Following this controversy, JiDion suddenly turned to God and started doing Bible study streams, all while wearing t-shirts that said Raw Dog.
Are you fucking kidding me? I need to look more into this guy, I guess. I didn't know all this. I didn't know that this guy was like a total freak. I knew that he got arrested or whatever, but it's funny that after the controversy, he's like, oh, I found God. It's funny how people do that. Oh, I found God, by the way. Love God. Shout out to God.
Which directly was a contradiction, as it seemed to mock religion while simultaneously promoting lust. On a personal level, I also know JiDion is not a Christian, since on a phone call we talked about manifestation when we were on good terms, and manifestation directly goes against Christianity. Meanwhile, Inside began spreading false information about me to protect JiDion's reputation. He even lied in YouTube comment sections of other creators' videos. When I confronted him about it, he deleted his comments. Another creators told me to protect JiDion.
So this is interesting. So they're saying, I guess this has to do with EDP. This is his mod that was like, yo, we can make some fire content. I guess saying that she hit up EDP first. Now, the interesting thing about that is that that's what Rosen got a lot of shit for, was because they actually, while they were pretending to be the minor or whatever, hit up EDP first, which basically made a prosecution like not even possible because they were hitting him up first. He didn't initiate the conversation. So I wonder if that has if it's related to that at all, you know, that sort of thing. Because people might have been giving them, hypothetically, shit for it.
JiDion's reputation. He even lied in YouTube comment sections of other creators' videos. When I confronted him about it, he deleted his comments. Another YouTuber by the name of Plubius also confronted him, and all Inside did was switch up the story time and time again. For anyone considering trusting Inside, please keep in mind this man lies about his income on X, so he's not a reliable source at all. JiDion has since left his own Discord server, which is suspicious, and he now spends time with Alex Rosen, who is known for repeatedly using the N-word despite not being a person of color and who also just got a...
Depends on the state, but yes, that spoils it completely in a lot of jurisdictions, since you are basically trying to make someone commit a crime he would otherwise not commit. Yeah, and that's the thing. This is why, like, with these predator catcher people, it would be nice to, like, have something public. Because Rosen will always say, like, you know, arrests in over 350 counties or something like that, you know? But it's like, wouldn't it be better to just have that stuff public? Like, what's the percentage? What's the actual percentage of, like, how many of these people are actually going to jail? And it looks like it must be low as fuck, because if Chris Hansen's only getting 30% or lower, these guys are probably only getting, like, what? Like, I mean, even being fair, like 10%, you know? Maybe even single digits. Because Chris Hansen, you know, operates with the police on his stings or whatever, and they're only getting 30%, at least during his show.
Arrested for trespassing and public disorder. JiDion also follows Kanye West fan pages, and I'm guessing that's his inspiration since they both use God to run away from accountability. JiDion also admitted he would still work with Mr. Beast even after the Chris Tyson drama.
And just to be straightforward, would I do content with Mr. Beast?
The problem with vigilantes is the smart ones or good ones enable retarded ones that end up doing more harm than good. Yeah, I mean, now it's like even crazier. You know, you had all the Vitalis, all the stuff going on Kick where they just like beat the shit out of people. You know, no one's going to jail for any of that stuff. They're just beating the shit out of people.
In the future, yes, I'm not gonna like sugarcoat it. Yeah, I would. Whenever they asked me to do a video, I would hop in the video because I genuinely enjoy being in their video.
Which says a lot about him because a person who claims to hate predators wouldn't associate themselves with a YouTuber who once supported one, which clearly shows us yet again that the clout and money is more important. If I were to describe JiDion, I'd describe him as a fake and greedy person. I won't diagnose someone.
On JiDion's community post, he posts what he claims are a lot of convictions. Not sure on the validity, but I would assume he's not lying on there. I mean, yeah, I would want like a percentage of something, you know, like especially now after looking at like the percentages for someone like Chris Hansen and how the EDP cases were handled by both Rosen and JiDion, I just like do not have any fucking faith. Like I would want to actually look at the data in particular. All the vigilante stuff is a terrible idea unless you're exposing a big name creator. Yeah, I mean, it's just how many of these things are actually leading to convictions or going anywhere, or is it just like completely fucking up what could have been an actual case, you know?
Since I don't have the qualifications to do so, but he very well has the tendencies to be a sociopath since he feels absolutely no remorse for mocking and using religion. The times we called, he would even start telling me how much he hated Jake and Logan Paul, which was odd because don't you pretend to be on good terms with them online? Just saying, people with sociopathy tend to use other people as stepping stones. And if I were to describe JiDion's management...
And do you mean 120 convictions? Let me look up.
I'd say they're all idiots, because if you're going to lie about me, at least learn to stick to a consistent story. I mean, at this point, what does JiDion even pay you for? Especially you Inside. I can't wait to see you all inside a lawsuit next. In general, I made this video because I'm tired of being misrepresented. It's not easy being a young person in an industry where people see you as an easy target to exploit and use because of your vulnerability.
Yeah, so it's you are right. It says the investigations resulted in approximately 200 indictments and over 120 convictions. But how many did they do? I wonder. Let's see. How many predator catches do during MBC. Okay, so I mean, yeah. So that was, I think that was, it is around 30%. So they caught between 315 and 320. They had 200 indictments and 120 convictions. So the 30% on the convictions, it is around 30%. And this is going to be like, again, this Chris Hansen stuff is going to be, I would imagine, like, I don't think, there's no doubt in my mind that his percentages, because he's working with police departments and everything else, it's going to be way fucking higher than the predator catchers on fucking YouTube. Yeah, Hansen was working with the police heavily. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, I mean, I feel like the reason why people don't make all this stuff public, or it's not like, you know, where you can't, like, there should be something where you can look up and like check on like how many convictions were there, how many indictments were there for each one of these things that people do. Someone would have to put it together, but I imagine that it's very fucking low. Really, I would. I might be wrong, but I imagine it's very fucking low.
In age, I've been called a clout chaser, an opportunist, and even a content milker, but in reality, I'm a content killer, and all I've ever done is make the most of what life throws my way. The people who...
I mean, it's just crazy. Like, people having drama with this kid is crazy. This kid's literally like a victim of EDP. It's something that you kind of... And you encourage, like, the fact that they had a group chat where they're talking about making banger content because this kid is getting sexted by EDP, and that's like the topic of conversation, the big streamers talking about you and all this stuff, like, that is encouragement. And the fact that they like shit on her or do any of this stuff, you know, oh, she's a clout chaser, is totally fucked. It is totally fucked, man.
Who say I milk content are usually the ones who've never built a successful channel by themselves. I'm not JiDion either, and if anyone milks content here, it's him. He literally has an entire predator catching series by the name of EDP Watch. I won't deny the fact that I try to be a businesswoman when it comes down to opportunities, but at least I don't step on others to get there, and if I do, it's unintentional. People should also realize that you either play the game or the game plays you. Being a young girl in a world that...
Okay. Let's go back to the Tom video just for a second.
Perform, give your soul to the Lord.
He literally sent a voice memo saying, like, if this is a setup, I'm gonna air you and everybody else out. And so we were on high precaution whenever we conducted the investigation in person.
I know it's all a little bit funny because this is EDP 445, but at the same time, this is a creep who has already lost everything and has shown off his massive gun collection before. He almost has nothing to...
Thank you for the
What's more
5.
important, child safety or content? I think we all know the answer is content.
Yeah, exactly, man. This is exactly the thing. It's like JiDion and his mods and that whole thing, they failed. They failed that kid. They were more worried about content or getting some kind of video out and all this stuff than, you know, protecting a kid who got victimized by EDP. Very, very sad.
Lose. It's not out of the realm of possibility that he would have figured out where this girl lived, hunted her down, and done something horrible. And yet, according to JiDion's top guy, he encouraged her to keep messaging an actual creep. They encouraged her to keep messaging him while receiving explicit photos. Why?
I have a fire idea.
And that's the thing too, is like, he's JiDion's top guy or his mod or whatever. You don't think that they're talking about this stuff behind the scenes, about everything that's happening? You're wrong, you know? You're wrong. They definitely knew what was going on, talking about this stuff, planning content, etc.
They encouraged her to keep messaging him while receiving explicit photos. Why?
I have a fire idea for a video.
It was for content. During the situation, JiDion stated he didn't want the sting's existence to be public knowledge before charges were pressed against Bryant. But once it was out there, he maintained that he had done it the right way, and that EDP would be facing criminal charges.
Eating at me, like, so hard.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is actually getting justice as opposed to like the content of it. So hopefully this leads to...
I dropped it too, but I'm most likely probably going to be going to court with her because...
Oh, what? Wait, what?
Yeah, so like I'm kind of like involved with the case now. Like the authorities, like they have my number and everything. They haven't contacted me yet, but Yeah.
Well, here's a shocker. EDP was never arrested. He was never charged. In my opinion, JiDion should be the one in court for inviting this creep to his Discord server full of minors, allowing one to be victimized, and then trying his best to make content out of it. Ultimately, he didn't get what he wanted. Instead, Bryant Moreland did. Instead of talking to a decoy, JiDion gave him the chance to talk to a real teenage girl, and then botched the investigation so hilariously bad that he somehow got away with it again. Good work. There are some other inconsistencies worth addressing as well. For example, JiDion initially stated that EDP sought out Kayla in the first place.
He slid in an actual 50 DMs.
She showed me the chat logs and he messaged her first, so.
But according to this comment that Inside left, Kayla apparently sent messages to EDP first. Several of her
Okay, so originally when this first happened or whatever, in the group chat where they're like plugging this stuff, oh, there's going to be crazy content. We have this minor in the server that's talking to a pedophile. He says EDP messaged them first, and then now he's saying, oh, it was actually her that messaged him
comment that
first.
Inside left, Kayla apparently sent messages to EDP.
Kayla apparently sent messages to EDP first. Several of her friends contacted us afterward and told us that Kayla had shown them screenshots that showed her hitting EDP up first. She basically begged us to let her be a decoy for a video for clout.
First, several of her friends contacted us afterward and told us that Kayla had shown screenshots that showed her hitting up EDP first. She basically begged us to let her be a decoy for a video for clout. This obviously stands in
Oh my god, man. And that's his top Janny. She wanted it for clout. It's a kid, bro.
stark contrast to what he said on JiDion's stream. And it makes me think he probably just lied here to cover his tracks, because in his mind, if Kayla messaged EDP first, then ultimately he was just taking what was presented to him.
Isn't he? That's kind of an admission there too. That's an admission by the top Janny that they were like willing for this child to victimize themselves to get content. Oh, she was begging. She was begging to be a bait for a decoy. She was begging us. It's like, yeah, but you're the adult. You're the ones that's supposed to say, okay, no, we can't do this. We can't let you victimize yourself by, with a prolific predator to get some content or whatever else.
Instead of encouraging her to maintain contact. Either way, he and JiDion still look pretty bad. All of this was being covered by Plubius back when it happened, and he himself even managed to talk to Kayla about it, who also released a video wherein she reiterates many of the same points. Unfortunately, it never got any mainstream attention, mostly because JiDion was still considered to be in the good graces of the YouTube community. But make no mistake, JiDion has no business.
See, it is crazy. So that did kind of fly under the radar. That's what I'm saying. I don't remember hearing about this stuff. It was probably talked about in like his small community, you know what I mean? But it didn't really blow up. So I never heard about it. But I mean, no, what they did was like completely wrong and irresponsible. Like I said, it's like weird predator behavior.
Business doing predator catching content. He had no business doing it in 2023, and he has no business doing it now with thumbnails like this. What is this? But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Everything I just mentioned happened when JiDion was still at the peak of his popularity, and given he faced little to no backlash, he just continued making content as per usual for a few weeks. JiDion announced the EDP staying on stream on September 3rd, and by the 22nd, he had posted "Turning My Life to Christ." In it, he says he's become far too focused on clout and popularity, and that his pranks no longer align with his mission, making the world a better, more positive place. He cites one specific incident in which one of his videos caught
just a fake fucking liar, like gets in a little bit of drama. Oh yeah, I'm turning to Christ, by the way. I'm religious, by the way, now. Fucking loser. All right, so that's JiDion. I would say personally, like I said, I can't verify some of the other stuff she said about like them telling her not to go to the police or anything, but just with like what happened and the top mod talking to her, I do think they're guilty of encouraging this kid to talk to a predator and not putting an end to it, wanting to get content over protecting a 15-year-old. So I would say he's guilty. Now let's take a look at Alex Rosen. Now, Alex Rosen has been fighting with people. I think I have do I have it on here? Let me see. Maybe not. I'll have to go to the Alex Rosen part. I'll have to find that really quick. I guess I didn't timestamp it. I don't really have to be careful, but it's like some of the B-roll, like I said, is like so fucking obscene. Okay, it should be right here, around here.
Just kind of having a good angle of the apartments we gave him. And then we just see like this giant blob walking up this ramp. And I mean, he's massive from a distance. I'm like, oh my God, that's him.
So Alex Rosen did a predator catch too, right? They were the first people that did a predator catch with EDP, and that got Alex Rosen like off the ground and everything else. And I think that right here, Chris Hansen's going to talk about Rosen as well and like their whole sting.
Why don't you have a seat right over there?
Skeeter has like 3 convictions out of all his stings. Dude, if that's true, I don't know how many he's done. I'm guessing it's a lot because that's like his YouTube thing, but holy fuck.
Right, have a seat. Why did you show up that day? Why did you go to that location? What did you think was going to happen?
I showed up to that location that day.
Dude, I would love an arc where Chris Hansen just shits on these guys, just shits on all the Predator. Get this guy on Twitter where he can fight with them and call them like retards, please.
Trying to obviously meet up with an underage girl. You know what I mean? And I guess you can say trying to have sex. I don't know. I mean, whatever.
You trying to have sex?
Here, I can go a little bit forward. So he interviews EDP about the first thing, and then they start going into what happened.
Throw you in the back of my car and bring you back to my dungeon, LOL. You talk about climbing through a window. You're so hot and cute and even had me jerking off. Were you masturbating when you were talking to her? You sent her pictures?
Yeah.
You sent her pictures of your penis? Yes. You might be in prison right now.
Thank God he didn't.
Well,
oh, wait, here we go.
Yeah.
It's wrong.
Right, I know.
It's illegal. Had Alex Rosen not botched this, you might be in prison right now.
Thank God he didn't.
Well, you could look at it 2 ways. Maybe prison is where you belong because of this.
If it was where I belong, I'd be in shackles right now, so.
But I have to tell you something. Had this been me doing an investigation, your EDP 445 ass would be in prison now. Just where it began. EDP is clearly in trouble here. What he did was wrong, and under a different set of circumstances, against the law. The fact that the decoy posing as Sophie sent the first message would make the case virtually unprosecutable.
So again, in the JiDion case, they didn't even get a fucking meetup scheduled to like actually be able to pursue anything. They just like jumped out at him on the street to like show him text, which obviously isn't going to fucking lead anywhere. And then in Rosen's case with EDP, they messaged the girl first, which is going to, you know, it's, yeah, entrapment, or in a lot of jurisdictions, like you can't proceed with that. You can't prosecute with that. So this one was also totally fucked.
In my world, in the world of law enforcement, the adult always has to make the first approach. Otherwise, you jeopardize the case. And again, it probably was something that for Alex Rosen created a lot of views and clicks and made some news in different pockets.
It really does make them look like total shit. Like they really do. Even the B-roll, it's like looking at all the money and stuff, you know. My biggest takeaway from this whole thing, because I already knew EDP was a creep, was how fucked JiDion mainly, and then also Rosen is, as far as like them fucking up the cases.
Of the internet. But the case isn't prosecutable. And at the end of the day, it looks amateur.
According to Diorio, he is 3 and 50 on convictions. Who is that? Skeeter Gene or JiDion?
And sloppy.
But what accountability can you take?
3 and 50 is crazy, dude. So you get indicted, right? There's 50 people, presumably they get indicted. And then all of them get off besides 3 people. It's like, what are we fucking doing? You know, it's just, really the most like depraved type of shit where you just care about content more than actually getting these guys put away. You know, it's all about just ingratiating yourself and profiting. Has nothing to do with actually sending anyone away or anything like that.
And the fact that EDP,
at least in those cases, I don't know about the rest of them, but it doesn't look good.
Well, yeah. I mean, I myself could have done a better job of saying, instead of trying to just stand my ground, be bullish, standoffish, infinitely more stuff that I could have done to try to make him, to at least put in more effort into hoping that he gets arrested. But, I can confidently.
I mean, just say you botched it. You reached out first, There might have been other reasons too, but But that's the thing is like, you can't target somebody. If you're not messaging them first, how are you going to get them to message you first? You know what I mean? So it's already like, even before the whole thing started, you're messaging them first to try to target them. And if that totally fucks up any kind of prosecution, then you're just doing it for content.
Say that
Alex Rosen himself claims 310 convictions, but I don't think that's been independently verified. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I think that Alex Rosen probably does way better than JiDion and that Skeeter guy. That wouldn't shock me at all. But I would like something to be you know what I mean? Like, if you're doing this thing, you're doing this vigilante stuff for the, you know, to help, you know, get rid of these creeps or whatever. Let's make the convictions and all this stuff public. Let's have it, you know, on paper to where people can look, oh, they, you know, they did pretty good, or you know, they're not doing good at all. There's been no convictions. I just feel like that should be public, you know.
Predator poachers have been responsible for getting like infinitely sicker people in EDP off the streets, and EDP played a part in teaching us that lesson on how to do that.
My thoughts.
I mean, realistically, somebody could actually go through each predator catch that these people have had, and then look up their like if they were indicted, and then whether or not they were charged. But that is like so much work. It's like an insane amount of work to do. And so people just don't really know. You know, they'll claim something, but there's no way to really verify it without spending weeks and weeks and weeks going through stuff.
On Alex
sure,
Rosen
I will do it for you, like cop flirt with a 15-year-old.
I feel like he should burn in hell and go fucking die, if I'm being completely honest with you. You're some fucking redneck fucking some fat-ass overweight bitch plastering shit on the internet and fucking with people's livelihoods. God damn, man, I could use some fried pickles. But you know what though, Mike? It's perfectly fine. It's great because everybody hates a pedophile, right? Okay, cool. So that's perfectly fine. So just, you know, fuck the fact that you're ruining my goddamn life, right? It's good, great, fucking wonderful. This world is fucked up, man.
What are you gonna do the next time you text a 13-year-old girl or a 14-year-old girl?
So, Alex Rosen also fucked up his the sting. There was no charges for EDP, and he's also faced some backlash and has been fighting with people on Twitter. So let's see what he's got to say. So I think this was the first one. So this was his first response, I think, to the documentary. So this person posted, legendary predator catcher Chris Hansen confronts EDP over his actions and his comments about being caught trying to meet a 13-year-old, while also calling out Alex Rosen and other YouTubers for doing amateurish and sloppy work that he says can make cases unprosecutable. So Alex Rosen responded to this with 300 and plus convictions across 46 states. So this is the thing. It's like, so if they know, I mean, they have files on all these guys. Can we just get like a list of names? Can we get a list of names and then like whatever the charges were, you know? That's what I would like. I mean, I don't even think that's that much to ask. If you're doing something like predator catching, where it's like, you know, there's legal shit to it, I don't think that would be that crazy. DM him. He might actually have like a list or something. I might DM him about that. But I would like it to just be public, you know. EDP is lucky. I mean, and I should be fair. Technically, it is public. Like, you know, court records and all that stuff are public. There's just so many fucking people and so many predator catches that, you know, having some kind of database or something with that would be a lot of work. EDP is lucky we caught him when we're less than 3 years removed from high school versus EDP is lucky we caught him. Oh, okay. I forgot Alex Rosen he doesn't look young at all, but Alex Rosen is like 20, like early 20s, I think. It's crazy. He's a big motherfucker. So EDP is lucky we caught him when we were less than 3 years removed from high school versus now. So I do think that was like right when he was first starting. Chris Hansen also doesn't know how to interview to save his life. And I will only catch pedos in a controlled environment with a pre-written script. Oh, that he will only catch pedos with a controlled environment with a pre-written script. He's useless. Interesting. So he's taking some shots at Hansen. He was like 19. Yeah, he was pretty young. And like I said, I don't really doubt for a second that Rosen gets more convictions than JiDion and Skeeter Jean. But like I said, I would still like to see the amount of catches, the amount of convictions, the amount of indictments, stuff like that. All right, let's see what else we got. So here's somebody talking shit to him. So this is H2O. Crazy how he's for real a pedophile and he got away with it scot-free, then gets to have a quote, haha, you guys couldn't get me, victory lap comedy documentary, and people will still call you a sympathizer if you say those pedo hunter guys ain't worth shit. And then Alex Rosen responds with, yeah, it's us and JiDion's fault that the police didn't charge EDP. Okay, well, this is a sweep for JiDion. There is like no... Yeah, Alex Rosen was like 19 in that video. He's actually like a really young guy, which was like surprising. But yeah, it was really young when they first did that EDP catch. He said he was like right out of high school. But the sweeping for JiDion, there's really no room to sweep for this guy. Like he had a 15-year-old that he knew was like getting victimized by a predator, continue to do so, and then incorporated them into the content. And didn't even get a meetup. He ambushed the guy and just like, oh, here's some text or whatever. Well, he was into dialysis. There's never like that is so dumb and irresponsible. Like there's obviously not going to be any kind of shit that happens from that. There's really no excuse in JiDion's case whatsoever. But I guess they're friends or whatever. So 0 questions for Kern County sheriffs or LVMPD on why they refuse to charge. It doesn't. So in the documentary, Mike Clume like tries to call the DA and like the sheriff to ask them about EDP, an incident that happened like a decade. I am not shocked whatsoever that the DA of the county didn't want to talk to Mike Clue, who's doing like some document, like doesn't really surprise me. Now the sheriff, you could probably reach out to a police department. Now, if there's nothing on file, they're just like not going to know shit. What are they going to tell you, But if there was actually something on file, maybe they could talk to you. But calling it DA just seems like ridiculous to me. Alex Rosen defending JiDion is so crazy. What is he doing? Well, they're friends. I think they're like friends. But yeah, I wouldn't be. I mean, there's no excuse for JiDion at all. Like, that's what he did was really, really bad. All right. So why didn't any law enforcement agency do their own sting on them? Chris Hansen claims, if it was me, you'd be in jail. Laughable considering he himself has all the work done for him. And he sits in interviews with terrible... Well, so I mean, Chris Hansen has like a team. I guess, I mean, like, yeah, he's like the actor kind of guy. He like does the content part of it where he's like, oh, have a seat over there and all that stuff. But yeah, he probably has like some kind of team behind him. And typically, it sounds like he's typically working with like law enforcement. So he's like the host, yeah, of like a group of guys, from what I've seen. Sits in interviews with terrible questions for 5 minutes, but also why didn't Chris Hansen run his own thing on EDP in the past 5 years? Well, it sounds like you have to have them message you. I mean, this is the thing about like targeting someone. It's like if you message them first and it becomes, you can't prosecute because like you are initiating the conversation and the interaction, maybe stings on a single person like aren't what they do. Maybe they just make some kind of profile and then they have people reach out to them. Therefore, it's easier to seek prosecution. But I don't know. I'm not like a predator catcher expert or something. But anyways, so he's like taking more shots at Chris Hansen. Here's another one. This is from Julian Whistle Dynasty. You basically made this documentary possible. Instead of making sure EDP gets locked up, you made this press run possible for him. Just pure incompetence. You have the spirit, though. You're right. We definitely messed up by getting him to admit to multiple felonies and turning in all the evidence we had. Clearly, this method is a failure most of the time. Kern County failing to prosecute a blatant crime is totally acceptable. So this is what I typically see too. It's like with predator catchers, right? Like they'll do a sting operation, they'll get a guy. And then if the all counties work differently, And then if they don't get it, it's like they blame the county. But with stuff like messaging them first, and I mean, I can see that, you know, different jurisdictions having different rules and things like that. And that's just, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's like, if messaging them first makes it unprosecutable, I don't think that's like the county's fault. You know, I don't really, in some cases, yeah, they like some counties probably take it way more seriously than other counties. But, you know, if there's actually a fuck up with the methodology, then it would be the fuck up with the methodology, not generally just the jurisdiction, right? In my opinion. But I don't know how, let me see if I can find out like how bad it is to reach out first. Let me put on this first and I'll see if I can find something, guys. I'm kind of interested to see like what they would classify that as.
Cost people their jobs as the reason why things need to change.
And I got the prank done, got millions of views off of it, so many people giving me props. But what a lot of you guys don't know is 3 people lost their jobs because of me. Because I lied and was saying that I worked there, I got 3 security officers fired that had been working there for years. All because I wanted to play a practice.
All right, so this is what it says. And by the way, I mean, this is like, you know, an AI return, so you'd have to take it with a grain of salt, but it's still interesting. So let's see. It says, yes, when vigilante predators, catchers initiate contact first, it significantly complicates or renders cases unprosecutable due to risks of entrapment and contaminated evidence. Legal contamination. Initiating sexual conversations or aggressively pushing for meetings allows defense attorneys to claim entrapment, arguing the suspect was induced to commit a crime they might not have otherwise. So that's the thing as far as like targeting, right? Like, I don't know if you're reaching out to them first and then that just like totally fucks up the case. Like, I don't know. Maybe targeting isn't the best way. Maybe just to do it randomly with a profile where the predators reach out first. Alex Rosen has gotten way better at getting people locked up since this EDP bullshit. He has a way higher conviction rate than any of these other guys, including Hansen. I would believe that like he's way better than JiDion, yeah, and Skeeter G and all these other guys. I wouldn't doubt that at all. I don't know about Hansen. Hansen had like 30%. So Hansen on NBC, we read that earlier, and Hansen had 315 predator catches, 200 indictments, and 120 convictions. I'm guessing Hansen probably has the biggest percentage on this stuff. But, you know, you would have to know how many catches Rosen has done and how many charges and indictments and all that he's done, which I just don't have any of that stuff, so I couldn't tell you. Reaching out first in general isn't an issue necessarily, but when it's a sting operation, that is 100% entrapment. Okay, let me read the... Loss of chain of evidence. Vigilantes often expose suspects publicly or on social media before police can act, making it difficult for law enforcement to obtain warrants for digital devices or retrieve crucial evidence. Professional standards. Former To Catch a Predator host Chris Hansen has criticized these tactics. Okay, so that's just like AI from the other shit. But, okay. People have done some articles on this too. It's kind of interesting. Maybe I'll take a look at that. Let me see.
Practical joke, all because I want to entertain you guys. And that's evil.
He went on to remove all of the most popular pranks from his channel and says he would be focusing exclusively on a new channel called JiDion, where he would spread the gospel to his fans. At the time, his audience was surprised, but ultimately commended him on his decision. Given JiDion was a massive YouTuber before he quit, he certainly had enough money that he could live a more...
Yeah, so this article is kind of interesting. It's titled, Can YouTube groups child predator busts hold up in court? Attorneys are skeptical they will. Let's check this out. And then we'll get back to some of the rows and stuff. I'm just kind of interested to see, you know, like I don't actually know. Oh, give me a fucking break, dude. Hold on, I got to get the AI version. Or not the AI version, the archive. Let me see. Search.
Or low-key life and invest his time into his spirituality, but it didn't last long.
It's been a minute, you know, it's been a minute. There's no reason to talk about why I've been gone. You guys.
All right, let's see, guys. Let's see here. I'm not a robot. I'm not a bot. All right, here we go. Can YouTube groups child predator busts hold up in court? Attorneys are skeptical they will. Among the issues the predator cases will face, did those arrested know their rights? Did the YouTubers collect enough evidence? Was there entrapment? All right. So West Palm Beach. By late January, nearly 24 men awaited trial on the suspicion that they drove to Delray Beach in hopes of aping a child. None was caught by police. Instead, a team of civilian predator catchers, adult YouTubers who pose online as children in hopes of identifying would-be pedophiles, lured each to a public place, confronted them with the camera rolling, and called 911. While the efforts of 561 predator catchers are lauded by more than 200,000 fans online, their impact on public safety is less clear. Some suspect the blurry lines between police and predator catcher may undermine the very charges they've helped bring against suspects. Others who spoke to the Palm Beach Post said the group's viral videos documenting the catches, accompanied always by a link for donations, may cause jurors to wonder whether they catch crimes or create them. No Palm Beach County jury has had the chance to answer these questions. Of the 20 people charged in the wake of predator catcher Sting, the first chose to forego his rights to a trial and pleaded guilty last year. 19 other men and women featured on the predator catcher's social media pages, including a former police officer, a 4th grade teacher, and a Palm Beach State College security guard, have maintained their innocence, setting the stage for a new type of trial in Palm Beach County. One where the self-styled investigators aren't held to the same constitutional standards as actual law enforcement authorities. One where they can elicit a confession without having first reminded a suspect of their right to remain silent. One where their desire for clicks and views may cast doubt over their credibility. Okay, but does it get in? Let me see. Assistant State Attorney Mathry, now a homicide prosecutor, worked in Special Victims Unit when MMA fighter Dustin Lampros began a predator catching. She said his cases were often troublesome for multiple reasons. Unlike civilians, undercover officers know the statutory elements that need to be met in order to convict someone of a crime. They also know the common defense suspects used in court and can overcome those defenses during their conversations with the suspects. Quote, sometimes these predator catchers jump the gun too quickly. The guy will say something borderline sexual, but to properly charge somebody with an enticement requires pretty explicit conversations. And I would say that the EDP conversations were definitely, explicit. I don't know if they're explicit enough. I would assume so, but all right. Quote, the guy shows up. We all get it. That's what he's here for. But do we have the legal requirements of a crime? She said. Not always. The defense attorneys representing predator-catching defendants are poised to raise this question and many more as each case nears trial. Did the predator catchers properly preserve and document the evidence they gave police? Quote, are they doing this out of the goodness of their heart, or is this how they make money? Well, I would probably say, they would probably say both, the people that do this. But in JiDion's case, I would say all about content, because you don't get a minor victimized and set up content with them if it's about something other than content. It's just crazy. A private defense attorney, their motivations, their background, if the state decides to use this information, this is a free game for defense lawyers. Are they acting with law enforcement's tacit approval? If so, a judge views them as an extension of the police. They could become subject to the same legal constraints. This could open the door to arguments about entrapment and violations of suspects' constitutional rights. The defendants may choose to avoid trial altogether and resolve their cases by pleading guilty. But the cost of doing so, the brand of a registered sex offender, is great. It comes with a long list of restrictions. No living near where children congregate, like schools, malls, or parks. Quote, it is a lifetime tethering to the system. Anytime you move your address. Okay, yeah, I know how the sex offender registry works. The internet is forever too. Okay. So that didn't really give me jack shit. It kind of just went over what I was already talking about, unfortunately. But anyway, it just looked interesting, so I figured I'd check it out. All right, let's get back to Rosen. Went through that one. Went through that one. All right, and then he had one more. All right, let's see here. Move that back down. By the way, any of you could go show us how it's done and conduct a new sting yourself. He'll 100% go for it again, just as he did with us, JiDion. You're just as capable. I don't even like feel like encouraging randos online is like a good, it's like run the, I mean, if they've never done a sting operation before and they've never done like predator catching, like it's just gonna end in like complete bullshit again, probably. I don't know. Maybe he means like Chris Hansen or something, but yeah, I don't know. But nah, he's like upset because they're like talking shit about him. So he's like, you could have done it. But nah, all y'all will do is watch a documentary while stuffing your face with hot Cheetos and then be angry on Twitter for a week until the next current thing drops. I mean, encouraging randoms to do stings is the worst possible advice. Yes. Yo, thank you for the $5. I appreciate it. We almost hit the goal. We got 9 out of 10. So I'm gonna shill, and then we'll get into Candace Owens and Andrew Wilson, because they've got a lot of shit going on. There's like a $500,000 debate happening this Friday. Fucking crazy. Rosen has 362 convictions as of today. Do you know how many stings he's done? Does he talk about how many stings? That's what I would be wondering about. I wonder if his his percentages might be higher than Hansen. I don't know. I would just assume, I don't know enough about any of this stuff, so I could be totally wrong. I would assume that his are the top because of how he works with law enforcement, but I could be totally wrong about that. But yeah, guys, we got a 191 in the chat. How many likes do we have? Or likes? We got 83 likes. If some of you, 100 people, can move the cursor, hit the like button, help share the stream, helps get it around. If you want to donate, we have Cash App and Stream Elements in the description, as well as super chats and memberships that you can support. Memberships get you all the old streams. I leave like the last 2 months up and then, silly put them on membership. But anyways, thank you guys. All right. Let's see. So I guess final word on this. I mean, I think it's an interesting question as far as, how many of these guys that are doing this are actually getting convictions out of it, and how much of it is just for content or to engross themselves, Like I said, I think Alex Rosen, I put him at like a way higher place than JiDion. But I would be interested in knowing like how many catches there have been, how many convictions compared to it. And obviously JiDion, like, and that Skeeter guy should just fucking retire. Like, it's just so irresponsible what they did with the minor. And then like just not even setting up a meet. So not even being serious about seeking prosecution and just doing it for content. So I guess that's my final word on that. And I wish that there was, like I said, like some kind of database or something where we could look up how many of these people have been caught, how many have been indicted, how many have been charged. But it's kind of wishing too much. It's a lot of work to do something like that. All right. Most of the people bitching about Alex are just mad he drops. Yeah, that is true. A lot of people just hate Alex because he drops N-bombs and stuff. That is true. All right. Let's see. Okay. Andrew Wilson. So Andrew Wilson went on the Joe Rogan Experience. So we have like two parts to this. We have the Candace Owens stuff, and then we have Andrew Wilson feuding with Unfuck America. And Wilson actually fucks up here, like big time. But the people from Unfuck America are so inept at like doing like blood sport stuff that Andrew kind of ends up winning in the end. But we'll get into it. So he went on Rogan. He talked a lot of shit. And here's the part about Unfuck America.
Purge. Wow. Right. That's where that whole dead internet theory and all that really started to pick up traction. Was that, hey, look, a lot of this stuff is bots, foreign accounts, people who are manipulating U.S. Elections. They're manipulating various U.S. interests, and this is happening all over the place.
Yeah.
Right now, you have progressives who are funded by ActBlue, right? And I've proven this. We traced all their money. It's progressives funded.
So this right here is fucking insane. ActBlue, if you don't know, for anybody working in politics that's done anything in ActBlue is like a payment processor. It's what they use to transfer payments for people that are in the field of politics. So it's just bizarre to be like, Act Blue funded them like however much money. I mean, it might have been like their transactions that they used for like payments that they sent to people or received, but funding, like quote unquote, Act Blue funding to do this or that is like just sounds retarded.
By Act Blue, who are pushing the same, who are funded by Act Blue, right? And I've proven this. We traced all their money. It's progressives funded by Act Blue who are pushing the same narrative that like Candace Owens and others are pushing on the idea of Charlie Kirk's death and the conspiracy around that. So
they're absolutely being paid to push this?
Well, their stated mission, this particular progressive group, their stated mission was to take down TPUSA. I'll tell you a story. This is the tale of all tales.
Okay.
So Charlie Kirk has this huge outreach program that's happening through TPUSA on these college campuses. He's got viral clip after viral clip after viral clip, and they are going wild. He's going campus to campus. He's doing his thing. He's being dogged by a progressive organization. This progressive organization shows up at almost all of these TPUSA events with the stated mission of trying to create a counter movement to what TPUSA is doing. Now, the woman who heads this particular organization received millions of dollars from Act Blue and other progressive organizations for this stated mission. That same woman right this second works with other X accounts to push the message.
So it would be interesting, I guess, to see like what PACs or whatever else has been funding Unfuck America. I guess there could be something interesting there, but saying it's, quote unquote, Act Blue just sounds so retarded because, again, it's like the payment processor people use in politics. And also his like kind of framing of this is a little weird. Like Charlie Kirk had a massively successful, influential TPUSA, org who is influential on college campuses and everything else. So, I mean, it's essentially like the liberal counter to that. That's what they wanted. They wanted something like Charlie Kirk, which is not that weird when you think about it, because TPUSA is, was and probably still is pretty successful.
Messaging that Charlie Kirk was assassinated by his own TPUSA insiders in order to push that narrative forward, because the stated goal still from that organization is to destroy TPUSA.
Crazy to say that while Andrew Wilson's on the stream.
USA.
So how do we know that they've done this? Are there emails that have been found? Like
Well, the stated goal of this particular person
is to take down
TPUSA.
Right.
She's very open about that. And then the way that you know that they are
it's not really like it's a counter to they want to have their own thing like TPUSA. That's really what it is. And yeah, they're going to be combative to try to like win over influence with like on college campuses and college kids, but
talking to these other accounts is because
it's not a crazy
those
conspiracy.
Public accounts will talk to this account, right?
Mm-hmm. Dude, this is the second time Andrew Wilson has been. You know how crazy? Like Andrew Wilson used to go by Big Papa Fascist, and he was around during Bloodsport stuff. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people in chat know this, but he was just like around. And even a year or two ago, he was doing calls with like Grace Thorpe, right? Because they feuded for a while. Andrew Wilson and the Thorpes did. It is so fun. It is like bizarre. It is like fucking bizarre that he has taken off as much as where he's on Rogan now. He's he's huge. So it is crazy. But yeah, this is his second Rogan appearance.
Very openly, they reaffirm each other's posts. They say,
Comfy
"Wow,
TV, dude." I forgot about Comfy TV. I forgot about that. So when Andrew Wilson was feuding with the Groypers, they had Cozy TV back then. He tried to create his own platform to, counter them or whatever, called Comfy TV, and it didn't go very well. I don't think it worked very well, but ChibiReviews stuff was earlier.
Real interesting, this kind of thing, all affirming that same conspiracy that TPUSA was the ones who actually set up and murdered Charlie Kirk. And at millions of dollars in Act Blue funding going towards this. No joke. Anybody can look it up right now. The organization's called Unfuck America.
So how do they think that his organization did this? that they convinced Tyler Robinson to do it, or did they think someone else did it?
I don't think that the progressive organization does believe that TPUSA did this. I think that
Andrew Wilson take over Quarter Pounders BoomerCon. Well, I think he's way more effective than Quartering ever was. Quartering cannot like do these debates and shit like this that Andrew Wilson does. But he is like huge. I mean, as far as like right wing people in media right now, he's fucking huge. It's crazy. Like I said, because he was just running around blood sports circles back in the day. It was Comfy Dot Stream. Yeah. Comfy Dot Stream. And I think Andrew streamed on it like one time, and it was like it just didn't go well. And I think they shut it down. That's how I kind of remember it.
Want to do?
Oh no, I understand that. Yeah. But I mean, what are they trying to say?
Oh well, here's what the theory is. So take Ian Carroll. Within 24 hours after Kirk's death, blames Israel. Within 24 hours, he says Israel killed Kirk. That was his tweet, went mega viral. What the conspiracy is on Kirk's death. So take Ian Carroll. Within 24 hours after Kirk's death, blames Israel. Within 24 hours.
Okay, so we got the Z stuff. So Z is the person who runs Unfuck America. And so he's saying, like, Act Blue is funding Unfuck America. Like, there's millions of dollars. And again, it's like a payment processor. So somebody's funding the org, I'm sure. Yeah, they want it to be a counter to TPUSA. But saying it was Act Blue is like, sounds crazy. So she did a response. Andrew Wilson went on Joe Rogan and claimed I've been paid over $20 million by Act Blue. So here's my offer to his dumbass. $100,000. If he can prove it, I'll happily put my money where my mouth is.
Andrew Wilson, the irrelevant loser who still can't open up the olive jar, went on Joe Rogan's podcast to spread lies about me that not even Joe Rogan himself believed. So let's talk about it. If this is the first time you're seeing me, I run the largest counter organization to Turning Point USA on the left, so don't forget to follow me. Okay, really quick to catch you up. So Andrew Wilson, who—
Find the olive jar clip. Yeah, we can do the olive jar clip,
again,
sure.
you probably don't even know because he's an irrelevant loser, decided to go on Joe Rogan's podcast to complain about us. This is what he said.
Right now, you have progressives who are funded by Act Blue, right? And I've proven this. We traced all their money. It's progressives funded by Act Blue who are pushing the same narrative that like Candace Owens and others are pushing.
Absolutely being paid to push this?
Well, their stated mission, this particular progressive group, their stated mission was to take down TPUSA. I'll tell you a story. Charlie Kirk has this huge outreach program that's happening through TPUSA on these college campuses. He's got viral clip after viral clip after viral clip. He's being dogged by a progressive organization. This progressive organization shows up at almost all of these TPUSA events with the stated mission of trying to create a counter movement to what TPUSA is doing. Now, the woman who heads this particular organization received millions of dollars from Act Blue and other progressive organizations for this stated mission.
How do we know that they've done this? Are there emails that have been found? Like, how do—
Well, the state—
It sounds stupid, man. It's actually like so fucking dumb. But Andrew Wilson ends up pulling it back at the end, like it's insane.
The goal of this particular person
is to take down
TPUSA.
Right.
She's very open about that. And then the way that you know that they are talking to these other accounts is because they do it publicly. And millions of dollars in Act Blue funding going towards this. No joke. Anybody can look it up right now. The organization's called Unfuck America.
So here's the thing, Andrew. I'm going to offer you $100,000 to prove that I got paid over $20 million from Act Blue. Which, by the way, you're so fucking stupid that you don't know that Act Blue is a payment processing company. So yeah, that's my offer.
Now that should have been the end of it. That should have been Z's W. Unfuck America dub. That's what it should have been, because he is just wrong. Like the Act Blue thing sounds retarded. But
on the table,
doesn't end there.
You're never going to find it because, again, you know that you're spreading absolute bullshit lies. For those of you guys who actually want the truth, you can follow me.
Okay. So somebody asked for the pickle jar. Let's take a look at the pickle jar. Why not? Oh, this is Owen Benjamin, by the way. By the way, I don't know if anyone saw this. Is like Sectorite stuff, but how weird is it that Mersh is doing shows with Owen Benjamin now? Mersh was like one of the biggest A-logs of Owen Benjamin for like years, and now they're doing podcasts. Anyways.
Uh-oh. Come on, you can do it.
Put it right side up. Just
You can do it. You got this.
All right, bro. I can't do it. Here.
Right.
Dude, this seems a little immature. No.
It does suck. It's like, ooh, because you're like, you can't do it. You can't open this jar.
For
Hey, the guy
$1,000.
sent $1,000.
Yeah, but it seems slightly immature.
It's all fucking
It's just
slick
for-
now.
just a little-
See, it is.
I gotta grip it.
Uh-oh, Andrew. If you can't open it either.
Well, you're.
Hey, man, I've been there. It's like you don't have any paper towels or anything around. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, it's like, you know, he was like thinking in his head, oh, fuck, when that jar was put across the table. Because like sometimes jars are kind of like, you know, difficult to open. You might need like a towel or something like that. You can put it under warm water, but anyway.
And grease the whole top of it.
Use your shirt. Yeah, that is true. He could use his shirt, but then he's risking, if he uses his shirt, for his gut to come out. You know what I mean? So it's like he's weighing the options there. He could try to use the shirt, but then his gut's going to be out on camera. It's tough.
Fine. Here, high five.
It literally, it's look, feel it. Isn't that greasy?
It was like that already. Oh my god.
No, it wasn't. You greased the top.
Oh my Jesus, Andrew! If you can't open the olive jar, you cannot blame my
While we're doing
hand.
olive jar,
If you're so strong, you should open
Oh, he
it.
is using his shirt. He does use his shirt. Okay.
Yeah, I got to be able to grip it.
Okay, we'll grip it. Let's
It's
go.
literally slippery.
Uh-oh.
Grab me a paper towel so I can dry the top of it off.
Okay. Infamous jar moment with Andrew. All right, so this is where Z makes the mistake where, like, she won. I mean, she won on the Act Blue thing. There's just, like, no question about it. It is a payment processor. It sounds stupid. But then it didn't end there. She said, I reached out to Andrew Wilson last night asking for receipts about Unfuck America. Instead of providing evidence, he started sending me slurred voice memos while apparently drunk, went on random tangents about a video game, and even sent photos of his beer. This is genuinely concerning. I hope Andrew gets the help he needs. Okay, so let's see what he did. So she's asking, or what? You gonna make me make another video? No one watch it? Oh wait, no. Okay, so she's saying, so you're admitting you lied. Cool, show the receipts right now. Or what? You gonna make another video nobody watches? Lamau. All right, and so it goes on. Oh, well, then you better go make another one. It's working out well for you then. One thing about me, Andrew, this is Z talking, is that I will become your worst nightmare. Okay, cringe. That's cringe. Holy fucking cringe. I already humiliated your dumbass in front of TPUSA.
Oh no, Z! Don't be my worst nightmare! Oh no, please! No! Oh no! Stop! Stop! Oh no! Oh, it's my worst nightmare! Oh, you fucking idiot! Get the fuck out of here, you stupid bitch!
That's a W. That's a W right there. All right. It is so cringe. I'll be your worst nightmare. Okay, bruh. Tip your fedora.
Fuck out of here.
Tip lip fedora. Also, just a little advice for next time. This is Z talking. Wouldn't talk about your wife's looks against Kyla's. The ratio was humiliating. If you want, you can hire me to do your PR. Laughing. I cost more than you could afford, though. That was an easy thing to not respond to, and it wouldn't have been tragically humiliating. Just burps into the mic, okay? Or whatever. That's how I'd respond too if I got humiliated. I honestly low-key felt bad after seeing that.
I wouldn't worry about it too much, Z. You can go back to seething on your videos or whatever it is you do. I do thank you for your concern, though. It's very kind of you to reach out and make sure that I'm okay after my latest Rogan appearance. It's rough out here.
Bruh, that is tough. That is like, just, again, and that is like a fucking, that is an Andrew. He did just appear on Rogan, okay? That is tough. You got this chick, I'm going to be your worst nightmare. And then it's like, well, I just got off of Joe Rogan. What is the deal with TPUSA? Everyone's saying that he's funded by TPUSA. I haven't looked into it. I don't know if there's any like record of that. I know Candace Owens has been saying that he's funded by TPUSA, but I don't know. I think he's appeared with them before, but maybe he's got some arrangement. I don't know.
I gotta tell you. But I'm glad a bunch of lefties got together to do a ratio on X that nobody will remember in a week. Anyway, have a good night.
So he says, take care of Rachel. She will be fine. If my husband did that to me, immediate divorce. But she's desperate. I get it. Love her. Strong queen. So now she's talking shit about his wife, you know? Absolutely seething. It's like she had the dub. She had the W. Act Blue is a payment processor. Andrew saying that sounded pretty dumb. And now she's like just seething in his DMs while he's like making fun of her.
I can't decide between Miller or I got this other shitty American beer. I can't decide. I think I'm going to go with the Miller.
That's right, Harris. You are correct. Actually, I did hear that. I remember hearing that they paid Andrew Wilson to train to debate. Yeah. I actually did hear that as well. So I think that's probably the case.
Or Z. I do.
Kyra, I mentioned this earlier, but we covered the Chibi stuff earlier in the stream.
I think I'm going to go with the Miller. I'm going to go with the Miller for sure.
So you're just talking about the beer he's going to drink?
Also, this fucking game Mistfall. Don't get that.
Okay, so Z says right here, the only reason I'm not suing you is because I know you're a poor. Bro wouldn't even be able to cover a free public defender. Also, Charlie Kirk paid for that beer, not you. What?
This game. Also, this fucking game Mistfall. Don't get this game. Terrible fucking game. It was a bad decision. I'm rethinking my entire life. I really shouldn't have got this game. Terrible. It's fucking awful, Z. It's an awful game.
We are Charlie Beer.
This one.
But yeah, so he's just like, talking about playing video game. I mean, she's like super upset, and he's just like talking about video games.
It's called Survival.
So she says, tell Charlie that after he paid. Fucked up, you should appreciate what he's buying you. Okay.
Fountain of Youth. Fucking great game. It's severely underrated too. It was only like $5. It was only $5, Z. Hours of entertainment. Highly, highly recommended.
And he's like sending her pictures of the video game. I mean,
entertainment. Highly, highly recommended.
It's crazy. I've never seen someone throw so hard. Like the facts were on her side. The facts were on her side, and it's just like She posted these too. She posted these DMs of her seething and him talking about like playing some fucking video games.
Make a stone spear like that? I don't fucking think so.
What was her? What did she ask to get the stone spear?
Highly recommend.
If it's only $5, you might be able to afford it. Maybe. It's a splurge, but I believe in you, King. Okay, Andrew Wilson has made like so much fucking money. Like he is one of the top super chatted channels, and like all this other shit with TPUSA he's doing, I guess, he has made a ton of fucking money. And she's like, oh, maybe you can afford it. It's like, bro, he's got fucking money. And then he just said, I made a stone spear. It's epic.
Now, could you ever make a stone spear like that? I don't fucking...
Yes, she posted this, chat. Z from Unfuck America posted this, thinking like, I just fucking wrecked him. And it's her, like, her spurging him, talking about video games.
I think so, Z. I don't think you could. Me, though? No fucking...
Yeah, I was thinking this, but I didn't remember for sure. Crucible was the single most donated YouTube channel across multiple months in 24 and 25. Yeah.
Problem. Made that shit like it was nothing, Z. Took me, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes max, and now I'm going to go hunt down an animal for lunch. So, how you like that?
It is just like a woman kind of nagging, posting a video of me nagging a guy while he drinks beer and plays video games. Yeah. I have better things to do than make stone spears. I'm too busy making millions of dollars. Okay.
Well, have fun doing that then. But for me, stone spear making is the epitome of all that is gaming, Z. It really is. It's just wonderful. But, you got to go make your millions or whatever it is you got to do. I get it. I understand. Just listen to this soundtrack with the fire crackling.
I mean, come on, dude.
I'm telling you, doesn't sound like a $5 soundtrack, does it? Like they really went all out for this game. It's something else. It really is, Z. Just give it a try. Go relax. Go play video games or something.
Chill the fuck out, bitch.
Z, conversations are two-sided, and now I feel like I'm just talking to the void. Here I was, just waiting for you to give me an answer after I was talking about this fucking game. And
that's the thing with Andrew Will. Like I said, he was around like blood sports circles for fucking years, like in all the same little spaces, if you know him. So he can talk shit. Like he fucking definitely got a W here.
Left me hanging. It's very rude, Z. You're very rude.
Is he having a midlife crisis? No, he's just fucking around.
Person. Mean. All right, see.
All right, so this is the last one. Bro, just because you can't talk to use UG wife doesn't mean you can talk to me. I'm busy. Either debate me or I'll be so fucking annoying. Cringe, man. It's tough.
Mean. All right, see, fine, I guess. If you got better things to do, you just got better things to do.
He's always been a drunk ass. Yeah. He's always drank, that's for sure. All right. So that was that. Like I said, Andrew Wilson said some crazy shit about Act Blue. And we've got 1 minute left to smash the goal. Thank you for the people that have donated, by the way. But yeah, we've got a minute left to smash the goal. God bless the goal. All right. So this is the part. So there was the Unfuck America stuff, but then there was also Candace Owens and Andrew Wilson, which has led to a debate where like $500,000. Yo, thank you. Thank you for the $9.99. I appreciate it, Mustard. All right. And with that, we would do another goal. Let's go. Thank you so much. So Andrew Wilson also talked shit about Candace Owens, which has led to this debate that's coming up Friday, which I'm super fucking excited for.
In this particular conspiracy, you can't get these people to debate their positions.
Like, who won't debate their positions?
We offered Candace Owens, I offered her $300,000 to do a debate. I was like, we'll give you $300,000.
What is her position? What does she think happened?
She thinks that Israel worked in conjunction with TPUSA and Erica Kirk to murder Charlie.
Based on what?
Well, that's the...
I was fucking muted. I was muted, sorry. I said I promised a fa for reaching the goal, and then you guys just heard that and nothing else. So, but anyways, thank you guys for the donations.
The million-dollar question. Nobody actually knows. She's never presented a single shred of evidence thus far that Israel ever worked to murder Kirk, that Erica Kirk certainly didn't. In fact, her position for the longest time was if Erica Kirk comes out and tells me to stop the conspiracy on this, I will. So Erica did. She went out publicly and she was like, enough. You're just causing more problems than good here as this investigation's going on. And then suddenly Erica's now part of the conspiracy. By the next day, she's trying to cover it up. She's part of the conspiracy too. When I went to the TPUSA HQ and I talked to Erica briefly while I was there, the first thing I did was what I think every normal, moral human being would ever do. I gave her a hug. And I told her how god-awful sorry I was that happened to her.
Okay, so anyways, he's saying that he offered Candace Owens $300,000. I guess I should play this Erica Kirk stuff because it is kind of...
Like, could you even imagine how that's got to feel for her? Especially now that she has...
That is true. It is. I mean, the thing with Erica Kirk is that she's the leader of... she's now the figure person at TPUSA. So people are going to say all kinds of crazy shit. You're not going to stop that. But, and also like the fire, there's so many things with Erica Kirk, but yeah, it is terrible what happened.
Thousands of people accusing her of murdering and conspiring.
This shit is crazy too. What a wacky timeline, man. Where it's like Erica Kirk is the #1 suspect to like the Candace Owens crew of like working with Israel and TPUSA to like take out her husband.
It's crazy. To murder and then cover up what happened to her own. I mean, that's like mind-boggling psychological torture on a level that I've never seen.
Yeah, and hindsight is 20/20, but given the reaction, I think it probably would have been better for her to like...
I will say people found a lot of interesting stuff from her past. There was a video, maybe sometime we'll watch it, but there was like a doc going through like her mom, dude, her mom had worked, had like a ton of defense contracts, and they had like, I'm going to butcher this because it's been a while since I watched it, but they alleged that like she was involved in defense contracting and had she's had like several aliases, and one of them was for the NSA. Now that doesn't mean anything. specifically, and there was a lot more other stuff than that, but it was interesting.
Lay low for a little while.
1000%.
The going out with the sparklers was not a great idea.
Yeah, Joe's 100% correct on that. Yeah, the sparklers were not a good idea. Okay, the fireworks show, not the best idea.
Like,
1000%.
I think it probably would have been better for her to like lay low for a little while.
1000%.
The going out with the sparklers was not a great idea. Like all that was not a great idea because it just seemed insane. And maybe sometimes in grief or...
He's 100% on the money right now. It did seem insane. Remember the video of her by the casket doing like an Instagram video crime? I mean, that was crazy. And the thing is, too, is like you saw the body in his hand. I mean, it was fucking too much.
When, you know, you're trying to show that they're not going to hold us back, people make choices that could be interpreted in a very bad way.
100%. The interesting thing is I asked her about that. I asked her, like,
Oh.
what's the deal there?
What's the deal with the sparklers?
Well, what's with the aberration in behavior? And
Right.
she's like, look, I was put in like the worst spot I could ever think of. I was the background character. I was just there to support my husband. That's it. The only reason I even really got involved is because Charlie was so pro-marriage, you know, and he wanted to demonstrate to the world you can be married and have kids. And this is...
That's a crazy answer. That's a crazy... It's like, why did you come out with fireworks and everything else and you just start talking about that?
This is the good life. So when he dies, she takes over, right? This moves over to her control. She says, well, the first thing I want to do is honor his last book. You know, that's the very first thing I want to do. I want to honor his legacy. And she's like, I don't know exactly how to take this position. At the same time, there's expectations for the organization my husband built that I want to honor, right? But, you know, I'm also in the middle of grief. And it's like, I don't know how you balance that position.
I mean, it's very, like, it's just crazy. When you have an assassination attempt and then a couple days later, it just seems bizarre. Like it's like a WWE show after your husband gets assassinated with like sparklers and fireworks everywhere. Like people, I think, rightly criticize that because it is bizarre, you know. People are obviously going to say that. So, but anyways, he called out Candace Owens, $300,000, and she responded.
Okay, so first things first, it has come to my attention that...
Wait, actually, I think I have this. Yeah, here
I
we
really
go.
shudder at this prospect. Well, here's my counteroffer. Now that I know that Turning Point's in the orbit, right? Andrew Wilson, it has come to my attention that an individual who I had literally never heard of in my life went onto Joe Rogan signaling that I am scared to debate him regarding the Charlie Kirk case and that he's offered me $300K to do so. So just so you know, the backstory leading up to this moment is that the host of the Whatever podcast, who I do know, a guy named Brian Atlas, reached out to my PR guy, Mitchell, with an offer of $50K for me to debate.
This is interesting. I mean, Erica literally gained from Charlie's death and had a very funny way of grieving that led people into disliking her. Also, funny how BPF has done a complete 180 on Israel once he hit mainstream media. Very true. Like, and when he did his debate with Owen Schroyer, he was making excuses for the Iran war and everything else happening in Israel and the U.S.'s, you know, policies on it. It is kind of crazy. Yeah, it is kind of crazy.
This person. And then he upped the amount, I think, to $150K initially. I immediately dismissed it. I genuinely had never heard of the name Andrew Wilson before. And
she's lying. That's a lie.
My assumption was that this was a PR ploy, a move for some young influencer that was coming up through the ranks and had a little bit of money to spend to get their name out there. It's almost like, and people
She's big dog and Andrew Wilson
do this.
Crazy.
You try to buy an ad for yourself. It is an industry strategy to get your name out there.
So stupid.
Of course, the Charlie Kirk case was not some gimmick to me. We have not been asking for money, just a public discussion with Turning Point USA, one of their affiliates regarding the case, whether that be Blake Neff, Andrew Colvett, Erica Kirk, Yankin Bank Frank, somebody who was there on the scene that day. We've offered them the floor repeatedly. Now, what I had not appreciated until people began sending me clips of this Andrew Wilson guy following his sit down on Joe Rogan is that he is sort of affiliated with Turning Point USA.
You know what one of the weirder things with Candace Owens and Smokey Guru, I don't know if you're like believe some of the stuff they talk about, but I don't like Candace Owens. But the court, Charlie Kirk's court, the court dates and stuff, they presented a video of the guy across the roof, right? Going on the roof and then putting the gun up and all that stuff right before Charlie Kirk's assassination. They had video of it. Candace Owens had this whole conspiracy when they first talked about that video didn't exist, that they didn't have a video where a guy was going across the roof aiming to take a shot at Charlie Kirk. Then she gets her hands on it, releases the video, and then says that is actually proof that, that Israel was involved or that there was more stuff going on here. It's just bizarre. It doesn't matter what it is. She will go back to the conspiracy, even if it contradicts like her earlier claims.
Another person in their orbit that they're boosting, so much so that he's apparently hugging Erica Kirk at Turning Point USA headquarters. I will let you take a listen to what he told Joe Rogan during their sit down. Take a listen.
We offered Candace Owens, I offered her $300,000 to do a debate. I was like, we'll give you $300,000.
What is her position? What does she think happened?
Maybe TPUSA is involved, or someone like $300,000 is crazy. I mean, there must be someone backing Andrew in this, right? Somebody that wants to see it happen. $300,000 is a lot of money.
He thinks that Israel worked in conjunction with TPUSA and Erica Kirk to murder Charlie.
Based on what?
Well, that's the million-dollar question. Nobody actually knows. She's never presented a single shred of evidence thus far that Israel ever worked to murder Kirk, that Erica Kirk certainly didn't. In fact, her position for the longest time was if Erica Kirk...
The $300,000 was crowdfunded? Okay.
Comes out and tells me to stop the conspiracy on this, I will. So Erica did. She went out publicly and she was like, enough. You're just causing more problems than good here as this investigation's going on. And then suddenly Erica's now part of the conspiracy. By the next day, she's trying to cover it up. She's part of the conspiracy too.
I can see maybe they want Andrew as the replacement for Charlie. I can actually see, I mean, if he's helping them debate and do all this stuff, I could definitely see Andrew taking some kind of spot there. That wouldn't shock me at all. I mean, like, as far as candidates go, he's like pretty up there.
I went to the TPUSA HQ and I talked to Erica briefly while I was there. The first thing I did was what I think every normal, moral human being would ever do. I gave her a hug. And I told her how god-awful sorry I was that happened to her. Like, could you even imagine how that's got to feel for her? Especially now that she has tens of thousands of people accusing her of murdering.
Yeah, TPUSA
and conspiring to murder and then cover up what happened to her own. I mean, that's
so we already saw
mind-boggling psychological.
Thank you.
Like, all that was not a great idea because it just seemed...
They left in the sparkler quote from Joe Rogan. They're like, how goofy those fucking sparklers were.
Lay low for a little action. I think it probably would have been better for her to, like, lay low for a little while.
1,000%.
The going out with the sparklers was not a great idea. Like, all that was not a great idea because it just seemed insane.
Thank you, Joe Rogan, for saying that. People were going, yeah, okay. Now I'm interested because first off, I wasn't expecting Andrew Wilson to look like that. I understand, I guess, perhaps could probably guess how you magically fell into money to be running around offering $300K for a conversation. And I also now understand, having looked into it, why Blake Neff and Andrew Colvat seem to be boosting you on X. Now, for everyone who was like me and legitimately did not know who this man was 5 minutes ago, Andrew Wilson apparently had a presence in the manosphere debating feminists. And that would explain why he was appearing on the Whatever podcast, which regularly features these sorts of debates. I've been on the Whatever podcast and I've done these debates, so has Charlie Kirk. But now, of course, for, I guess, either the right price or a chance at staying or being in the limelight, he's willing to sort of flip his position and kind of present himself as a feminist right there. tasked with defending Erica Kirk, taking over her late husband's company, a $250 million organization, while the kids are back home with no parents as she travels the country. Now, he's sympathetic to those positions. Now, Andrew Wilson looks to be about 50 years old. That's the best that I could do in terms of finding his age. Another point that I really was surprised by, because again, I thought this was like someone younger coming through the ranks. Worry not, though, because when he debates, he's always drinking a beer. So he wants you to know he's cool. His
all we know is that TPUSA's leadership morphed with Charlie's death and put into the hands of Zionists and neocon. Well, I would say that, I mean, the structure, the influence that people had on TPUSA, I mean, that was already, you know, people were already calling TPUSA Zionist for years. I mean, that was partially part of the reason why Fuentes was enemies with Charlie Kirk and them questioning them. So I don't believe any like conspiracy thing with it. I do think it was just like Tyler Robinson. But I will say what was interesting, and this was put out recently, if they're real, I don't think that they would like fake DMs, but Candace put out DMs recently where it was like her and Charlie Kirk, and Charlie's talking about these Zionists are monsters and, you know, all this stuff, like they're coming after you, or, you know, he's talking a lot of shit on Zionists, which was interesting. But still, I don't believe that there was any conspiracy there, really.
Profile pic is of
I haven't seen it. There's nothing I've seen that would lead me to believe that, you know, there's anything other than
smoking a cig,
Robinson.
Because that's like 50-year-old man doing this is crazy. That's his brand or something. He's like Timu Danny Zuko from Greece, but with a potty mouth, to be sure. Greece was a clean movie, born to hand jive. I actually really liked it. He chain smokes throughout debates and he denigrates people so that people know just how like fresh to death he is. I really shudder at this prospect. Well, here's my counteroffer. Now that I know that Turning Point's in the orbit, right? Andrew Wilson currently trending on X, by the way, for having lied to Joe Rogan throughout this entire interview. This obviously backfired. The comments are amazing, making fun of him and nobody buying the Erica Kirk slop, the Christian slop, trying to emote to make us feel like anything that's happened since Charlie Kirk's assassination makes sense, or that we should feel bad for caring and investigating.
I've been paid off by
But anyway, he's
True.
trending because he similarly in this.
All right, so let's see. I looked up Andrew Wilson's connection with Turning Point USA. Andrew Wilson has entered a strategic partnership with Turning Point USA as a trainer for the organization's new campus debaters, a role accepted after previously being a vocal critic of the group and its late founder, Charlie Kirk. So yeah, I mean, Andrew, if you don't know, back in the day was Big Papa Fascist. And again, he like rolled around in like sector type spaces, far right guy. So it is kind of a change up on some of this stuff. Training role. TPUSA brought Wilson to its Arizona headquarters to train a new crop of student debaters. All right. Official status. While some sources label him as TPUSA's new attack dog, Wilson maintains he is an independent contractor who did one contract job for the organization. So yeah, he had one job for them to train debaters and stuff, but you make connections that way. I mean, you definitely network with stuff like that, right? So the whole Zio question stuff with Kirk seems like throwing the baby out with the bathwater scenario. They could have easily debated him back into line instead of restarting the whole org. Yeah, I just don't believe it.
Discussion with Joe Rogan.
It's too much, and there's not enough there really to think that like this was some kind of plot.
In relation, not just to me, but tried to like pretend that I'm somehow tangential to the leftist Un-F America tour. I've never so much as spoken to them, but then he also lied about them. He's accusing them of like laundering money and doing this on Joe Rogan's platform, absent any fact check. He just lies. I guess that's where they're at right now. Turning Point just needs people that are willing to lie. Nonetheless, I said I have a counter offer. I also remind you guys about the wellness company because
he definitely took an L on the Act Blue thing. There's no question about that.
There's a feeling, gut instinct that you're maybe being backed by Turning Point USA or their affiliates in this debate request. It's just, you don't strike me as someone that has 300K lying around for conversation. I mean, not with that smoking habit in today's economy.
So apparently that was crowdfunded.
And given the fact that Turning Point USA has raised $40 million in one night off of Charlie's blood, literally encasing his bloody microphone at a fundraiser event.
That is fucking bizarre. Why do they fucking do shit like this? What the fuck, man? What is wrong with this fucking org? Seriously, dude, what the fuck is wrong with these people and the fireworks and a bloody microphone? Like, no wonder people think that this is like some kind of satanic thing aligned with Israel. Who does that? Who thinks that that's a good idea or any of it? It's just...
That his grieving widow could be captured by the camera standing next to it. I think $500K feels more appropriate. They want to invest in you. You're their guy. Tell them that's what it costs. What's $500K between old friends, right? Also, my second counter offer position point that I'd like you to meet is I'm 7 months pregnant. So if you fancy a debate face-to-face, you're going to have to travel to me. It's common decency. No time limit in the debates. Don't worry. It will be live. We will bring up any documents or evidence that you mention as a part of this case. We have a team, so you can send links live. We are happy to pause and allow you to search for any evidence that you reference if the team can't find it for some reason. No tricks, as long as you want. Like I said, live, so anybody could see if we were trying to play tricks. As a 2A point here, you're not going to be chain smoking around me, tough guy, okay? So you're just going to have to bring yourself and leave your cigs at home. And this is actually, I would say, the most...
Yeah, and there's still blood on the microphone. Like, maybe they just, like, painted it on. It's, you know what I mean? It's supposed to be, like, he died just for using free speech or whatever. That's, like, kind of the idea. But it's just, like, obscene. Like, that is obscene to take the microphone that he was using and then put it up there for, like, some kind of, you know, meetup that you're doing. It's just bizarre.
Important part for me. This is what has to happen. Third part here. Either Blake Neff or Andrew Colvett or Erica Kirk must publicly claim you first, meaning they must say that they are sending you in to debate on their behalf regarding the Charlie Kirk case. Okay? No worming away after the fact. They don't get to be, oh, we don't really know this guy, whatever. They're boosting you. You're at the headquarters teaching people how to debate. I got to tell you from the outside, it kind of looks...
I got to say, I mean, Candace is like, not that she's correct on like how closely they're aligned, but it's like her audience is going to eat this up because they're all fucking crazy and think that, you know, TPUSA set up a grand conspiracy. So of course they're going to eat up her saying that, like, you know, Andrew Wilson is in with these guys. This is an attack from TPUSA. I mean... That's great framing for her audience. Like that'll do, you know, numbers.
It's like Turning Point USA scraping the bottom of the barrel looking for influencers. And they've now arrived at people who are just amoral, who will lie about what people have said and intentionally misrepresent their positions. And who I would say are not reminiscent of the honest debate strategy and style that was once employed by their company founder. I mean, Charlie Kirk's brand was clean and respectable. Here's Andrew Wilson, who...
The way she sets, like I said, I don't believe any of the shit with the conspiracy, but the way she sets up her show and like gets ready, like they do a very good job. There's no doubt about that.
Turning Point USA says they welcomed him to teach others how to debate. Here's him debating a feminist leftist. Her name also...
Her audience is 10 times the size of Andrew's. It is, I mean, it's obscene. Like how, I mean, I'm sure there's like some botting going, I mean, maybe, but you know, it's up there. When she streams on YouTube, she has like 133,000 people watching live. Like her return stream, I think, had that. I think I watched a few minutes of it. It's crazy, like how big her numbers are.
Well, I'll try to rephrase this. I'm going to reframe, and I'm just going to be totally honest with you. I will never be able to convince you of my worldview.
You won't.
I know, but the reason is not because I'm not a great orator, or I don't make good points, or I haven't said things which should be compelling to a person. But Charlie, I just think honestly, you're too fucking stupid to understand them.
So, Andrew, can I sell you on my worldview?
Yes.
Your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married twice before.
And you lick sniz.
Under your religion.
You lick sniz.
What is that?
You're a dyke. Don't talk about my wife, you stupid bitch. Shut your mouth. Shut your stupid bitch mouth.
Your wife with the 3 baby daddies.
You know, Candace is going to say some crazy fucking shit about his wife. People always do. Anybody that always fights with Andrew Wilson, it's like they go to it. But it is like, it's one of those, it's a classic... you know, hypocrisy point that people can bring up and then just get like an own on. It is what it is.
I just say, dyke.
Wife with the
I'm sorry, dyke. Is she morally inconsequential in comparison to your ditch licking?
Do the men that you try to...
Do the women that you try to?
I would never do that, but I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, it is like low form, I think, to do something like that, but or poor form.
Do the women that you try to?
That they shouldn't,
you know, Charlie, did I bring...
Women? Do they know
Charlie,
that
did I bring your family? Did I bring any of your family into...
Stupid.
Did I say anything about
About your family being stupid, Charlie?
You could.
It's
You could
because
go
I'm
for it.
better than you, Charlie.
No, it's because you're embarrassed, and you know that the traditional values that you try to sell people on are bullshit because
Let's
you
go
are not
through
a
it.
traditional man.
Chuck, let's go through it.
You are not a traditional
Let's
man.
go through it, Chuck. Tell me what I'm doing, which is immoral.
We probably should have bleeped out a little bit more in that clip. I don't even know what some of those words mean, but that's him in a nutshell. Just kind of curses and smokes cigarettes and tries to denigrate people. And again, just to give you guys
Andrew Wilson just spams the N-bomb on in the
proof
debate.
here. Andrew Kovac claims they did pay him, but only to come and teach their students how to
Yeah,
debate.
calling
Here's
your
his
Chuck's a
tweet.
good
He
one.
wrote, nope. He was paid for 1 day of the debate training for our students.
Oh my God, dude. There was a debate between Andrew Wilson and this guy. What is his name on here? Stu Peters. And that Sneeko moderated it. The worst fucking debate. Like, Sneeko literally did no moderation. He just fucking sat there. And the guy just like continued to go on and on and on. They didn't even really talk about much. Like, it was fucking total dog shit.
This debate team, he's not quote unquote being paid, but seeing how much they seem to hate that idea, maybe we should see if we can work something out. LOL. Oh, LOL. Great. I think we should work something out. I do. And Blake Neff sharing clips of him on the Joe Rogan show. He does a great job on Joe Rogan dissecting several of the conspiracy theories around Charlie.
It's not a low blow when it's the truth. His wife is white trash and disgusting. Have you seen the clips of her on the Whatever podcast? No, I haven't seen the clips. I don't know. I mean, I guess she is like a content creator, right? It's just, I don't know. But there is something to say, like, if you're a guy that's like preaching conservative values, I mean, but it's like it's something that people can throw out there. I don't know how much I like really gravitate towards the point of like hypocrisy that much, when you're like old as fuck and you marry someone that has kids, but yeah, anyways.
Charlie's death and answering Rogan's questions about them, worth a watch. Okay. So yeah, that's my counteroffer. I want Turning Point USA on record, just to recap, saying that you are representing them in this debate. That they're not going to shirk responsibility and pretend like, oh, we just paid him one time. Yeah, he's going in there and we want him to debate on our behalf. You will also have to come to me to another point 2A. Obviously, you will not be chain smoking around me. And $500K because they can afford it.
$500,000. That's so crazy to me that there is a $500,000 pot for this fucking debate.
Those are my counter terms.
Oh, so here we go. So we actually have, I had some of these pulled up, but I didn't know they had them in the video. So this is Rachel Wilson. This is Andrew Wilson's wife. Says, lol, no smoking, typical women nonsense. I'm surprised she hasn't Me Too'd anyone yet. That is a crazy thing. That is a fucking insane thing to just throw out there. What the fuck? What the fuck? That is crazy. I agree with this gif. That is like fucking crazy. Yeah, who clutches their pearls about smoking? Zoomers, soy boys, maybe? Or the type of woman who report everything to HR? Well, I mean, she is like pregnant, bruh. I mean, she actually is. She's literally pregnant. So probably shouldn't smoke around pregnant women. I don't know. To me, that's like a little low class or whatever. If you're like, but Andrew, I don't even think wants to smoke around her. But anyways. Okay, I guess I'm a Zoomer soy boy who reports everything to HR then. Because your husband will not be permitted to chain smoke around me. Not sure what kind of middle school peer pressure tactics these are, but I'm a 37-year-old adult, mother of 5, and it's not going to work. Damn, she's got 5 fucking kids. I didn't know that. That's a lot of kids. So Andrew Wilson responded, my counter is back. $500,000 is fine. I will crowdfund it. $1 million, actually, so I get $500K as well. Like, dude. Yeah, you might have been right, Skeleton. That didn't make any fucking sense why she was even tweeting that stuff. Maybe I lack context. Maybe Candace was talking shit first and they context tricked me there, to where she was responding to them talking shit about her or something. But this is kind of a weird thing. How insane is this guy can crowdfund $1 million? There's got to be, that is like a lot of money just for a debate. There's got to be some orgs involved that are going to help crowdfund this or something. He's a huge show, but $1 million and the debate is Friday. That's insane. So I will raise $1 million to get 500K as well. Travel there is fine on neutral ground. Can't be her studio. That's a ridiculous ask. I suggest Michael Knowles moderate. We probably both trust him. If not, I am open to somebody else. Debate has to be 3.5 hours with hour-long cross-examinations. Damn, dude. If they do that, that'll be fucking based. She can go first and examine. And Andrew Wilson, too. Like, the whole point of this, and again, I wouldn't be surprised if TPUSA helped crowdfund or something. Like, I don't know that, obviously, but the purpose that Andrew Wilson is doing this is to expose Candace Owens, like, as a fraud, completely destroy her. So he's going to be very much prepared to, you know, go through certain things. He'll have, like, a game plan and everything. So that would be very interesting. So she can go first and examine any views of mine on the Kirk assassination as long as I also get an hour for cross-exam. I understand that she is pregnant, so if she needs a break after an hour and a half to walk around, that's fine. For $500,000, 3.5 hours is plenty reasonable. Lastly, the only stipulation I can't agree to is TPUSA has to claim Andrew thing. That is just requesting we both lie. I don't work for TPUSA and never have. Well, technically, like, you did you did kind of do a contract for him. So, $500,000 for 3.5 hour debate is $2,380 per minute. God damn, dude. All right. I did one contract work. I represent myself. This would be like me asking her to claim she is representing Tyler Robinson. She is representing herself. This all seems reasonable, and if Candace Owens agrees, I will get to work setting it up. Lastly, I'm obviously not going to be smoking indoors. Deal? Oh, so the rich tough guy who had $300K to burn now only wants to do it if he can make $500,000? Absolutely not. Here's my final offer. I'll accept your initial $300,000, but I want it in person in my studio to overcome your suspicion that my team of 3 will be working against you. You can bring your own team of 3 and sit in the control room with them and assist the live fact checks. They will only be used to fact check because you proved on Joe Rogan that you'll lie and accuse people of working with the left and laundering money if you don't have an actual point. She honestly is a little bit cooked there because of the Act Blue thing, like, not gonna lie. Again, you can bring your own team of 3 as well. Okay, she's like restating the same shit. I accept your moderator, Michael Knowles. Michael Knowles also declined to do it. He was like, Michael Knowles was thinking about doing it, and he made a video where he was like, this feels wrong. He's like, I don't want to dishonor Charlie Kirk or something, which I don't even agree with. I mean, it's a huge story, and obviously it's a lot going into it. So, but yeah, he declined to do it. I'm happy to do this week. No time limit. We are debating the case against Tyler Robinson and the whatever. Okay, so he seeks to get clarification. All right, so that happened. Let's take a look at it just a little bit since she ran through all that. So this would be her second response after the 300K, setting up 500K. She does a little response on an update.
Hilarious. Anyway, also want to give you guys an update really quickly on the Andrew Wilson stuff. I mean, I kind of gave you the update at top of show. We are trying to figure this out is all I could say. I have had no new demands since the in public negotiation that he insisted on. He has had a lot of different, let's do this, let's do that. Whoever his team is, you never know who you're emailing. Really, most of it, I think, just based in paranoia. I don't understand why. I don't know. Like, do you really think I'm the type of person that would like embezzle funds from you and then be like, haha, I'm not going to give you the money and I would rather just go to prison for embezzlement? Like, no, not really reasonable. No, my team is not going to be cutting mics or doing anything crazy. I could have done this just one-on-one. The whole point of us having a moderator is to concede.
I wouldn't want her in the studio either if I was Andrew Wilson. Now, I think he'll probably have to concede on that, but that's where she's comfortable. That's where she does all her shows. She's with the people that, she works with and everything. It'd be a lot better, and Andrew Wilson would have a lot more experience in doing it at like a neutral place, in some building or something. So I would definitely not want her to be in the studio
That's
either.
Moderation to somebody. So effectively, I will be in the studio, but I will not be in control. The person who has stepped up to moderate, which I think we've got to get it over the finish line, and this person is trying to help. It was Andrew's pick. second pick. Michael Knowles declined to do it respectfully, as I knew he would. And this is Andrew Wilson's second pick, and I'm very grateful to the person for doing it. But it has been quite the experience trying to get this over the finish line. I mean, right away, we're left with me just being like, you can't smoke cigarettes in my home. And his wife seems unwell. She came apart at the idea of
Oh my God, he's calling his wife mentally ill. That's crazy.
not being able to smoke. Seems unwell. She came apart at the idea
I
of
swear to God, any beef that Andrew gets into, his wife is always coming up. Like, it's just constant now. Any beef or any debate, any kind of fight he gets into, they're always bringing up his wife.
Not being able to smoke cigarettes, just respectfully, I
don't know if they have a moderator yet. Maybe Candace says it. I have like an update video too after this. But
don't care what you call me.
Yeah, can we get Ethan Ralph to moderate? Can we get a classic kill stream with Andrew Wilson and Candace Owens? Thank you.
While he was trying to negotiate a clause that says he automatically wins if there's any ad hominem attacks, his wife, who seems to jump into all of his debates, was trying to be like, this is ridiculous. Why can't he smoke cigarettes in your studio? And she said,
yeah, this was just like stupid. Honestly, like this is just dumb. Maybe she didn't know she was pregnant or something, but it's just bizarre. Like, she must not have known that she was pregnant. I did see that Rachel apologized to Candace Owens on Twitter. She said, like, sorry, I can't remember if she didn't know she was pregnant, but she did, like, apologize for some of this stuff.
No smoking, typical woman nonsense. I'm surprised she hasn't Me Too'd anyone. Like,
such
what?
a weird comment.
What is the logical leap there? I'm going to Me Too a man because I'm not going to let your husband chain smoke cigarettes. Like, do you have any respect for yourself? That doesn't even make any sense. I don't even know. And then she wrote again. I mean, she was going crazy about these cigarettes. She wrote this. Yeah. Who clutches their pearls about smoking?
What does chat think? Now that Andrew Wilson is like presumably a multi-millionaire, the guy is loaded for sure. He's making buku bucks. It is. I mean, good for him. He's stuck with it. You know, he's still with his wife. But do we think that in the next few years, do you think Andrew Wilson is going to like divorce his wife or like get like a, do the whole thing, get a younger girlfriend, all that shit? I can definitely see, I mean, because he's making so much fucking money, but maybe he won't, and good for him. But
Zoomers.
It does make, I do feel like that could be a very high possibility. I don't know.
Soy boys, maybe, or the type of woman who reports everything to HR. Like, I don't even know what this is. It's so trashy, I can't comprehend it. And I'm a person, I have family members.
Nah, Rachel is key to his success. The only reason he has money is because of her. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know how they work.
That have lived
together,
for short periods of times in trailer parks that I've slept in when I was younger. Kind of nice, by the way. They get the nice little trailer park settings. I've never seen this. I've never seen this level of low class. No, I was like, okay, I guess I'm a Zoomer Me Too'er. Because your husband can't chain smoke in front of me. She just kept going.
That actually does hurt, man.
And going. Then she was like showing photos of me pregnant while I was doing backstage the Daily Wire. Yeah, just so we're clear, it's not a tiny little studio. It's an entire warehouse. Like, that smoke is not baking anything. And it's also a cigar. Cigarettes, to me, like, you can smoke them. The idea of smoking inside of a house, to me, is just gross. I'm sorry. It's just gross. The stuff stains the walls. It smells. It's just not what I want to do. And by the way, just to be clear, Andrew was not protesting that. I think he understood that couldn't happen. And he's been a part of debates where you
She does have the snark. She has the snark gene for sure.
Can't smoke. But this woman came undone and was just calling me names and couldn't believe that I said her husband couldn't smoke in my home. Like, try having some respect for yourself. You can't smoke in my home. And then someone pointed out to me that this is like a routine thing where she just jumps into his debates, but his brand is like manosphere and patriarchy and like putting these like girls, OnlyFans girls, in their place and telling them about how they shouldn't be living this life.
I fucking hate the Whatever podcast, man, with like a passion. It is like the dumbest, bottom of the barrel shit. Like, I fucking hate it, honestly. And the people that watch it, I don't have a lot of respect for.
And yet his wife is way out of pocket And when that girl that we showed you, Charlie, debated him and was about to...
Oh, yeah, that OnlyFans chick's getting owned. She's so dumb. Women are so dumb. And it's not like it's because I'm like wanting to be like, oh, yeah, feminism or something. It's just like fucking retarded. Like you grab a bunch of OnlyFans, you know, girls or whatever, and then stick them in there with a guy that it's just fucking stupid, man.
Raise a valid point about if you're going to be lecturing about this lifestyle, do you embody this lifestyle in your own personal life? And he sort of crashed out. What happened after that was his wife called in and started debating her. Like literally, he then went out for a cigarette break and she called in. I can't even think of this. Like this person is not in the manosphere. Like he has a wife who is a full-blown modern feminist.
The audience for Manosphere Slop is Indian incels with a lot of disposable cash. Yeah, I think that's probably a large portion of it. It feels that way. It's like, to me, it's like fucking bizarre, you know?
It's incredible. You got to watch this clip of his wife on the Whatever
Cringe,
podcast
yeah, it's
taking over the debate for him.
Very cringe content.
Rachel seems to indicate she'd like to do a call-in with your permission.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to go have a smoke.
No, I don't want to talk to you.
Oh, no. He talked a bunch of Now it's your turn.
I think it would be fair. You did invoke. You did invoke Rachel.
I mean, sure.
This is some Springer shit.
So Rachel, Andrew gave the green light there. It'll take us a few minutes to get it going.
Bring
Guys,
your wife to fight me and
stay tuned. Rachel Wilson is in the building spiritually.
You said that I'm promiscuous. So what promiscuous means? I've slept with a lot of people, right?
I would say that I think that having children with multiple men is, I think that is more significant than.
Okay, well, I think it would be if, and I know why people assume this. I do understand why people assume it. They're just wrong in their assumptions. It would be wrong if I had been sleeping with lots of people, if I had been carelessly getting pregnant with random people. That's not the case.
This is a losing battle on the internet. Like, if you have children with, like, multiple men, people are always going, you know, got to talk shit about it. It's a losing battle. Even if she gets the person to, like, kind of understand, it just doesn't.
My entire
never
adult
gonna
life
look good.
only in 3 long-term committed relationships, one of which is a, almost 20-year relationship with Andrew now. We're like 18 years in. We've been married since 2012. Prior to that, I was married for 4 years, as Andrew had to unfortunately explain. That ended not even because I left, but because he beat the crap out of me and was being pursued by the law and left the state.
What
so
the
it was
fuck?
like abandonment. The first one was my high school boyfriend, who I knew my whole life, who I was with for 5 years. We had 2 children. He had his own personal problems, and that did not work out. So I understand why people make the assumption, but the
Some
truth
Vickers
is,
shit.
I'm not promiscuous. I have an extremely low body count. I've never had one-night stands. I've never cheated on anyone. I've never just carelessly or casually had sex.
How old is she?
ever.
I don't know. Let's take a look.
So I've only ever been with men that I, at least at the time, felt certain I was going to be with forever and have a family with.
Maybe you should have.
I did get nerfed on the first 2. I will admit. But
Charlie, I did wonder, hang on, Rachel, I did wonder one thing. If she had slept with 3 men but had aborted all of the children, would she still be promiscuous?
So apparently Rachel Wilson's in her late 30s, early 40s.
She would have lived her life. It would have been better for her.
If she had only slept with 3 men but aborted her children, would she, hang on, Rachel, stop for a second. Would it be the
Shut up, why?
case? Was that too abusive? Shut up, Rachel. Was that too abusive, Charlie?
Andrew's trying to save it right now. He's trying to save this whole thing.
Hang on, Rachel only slept with 3 men but aborted her children, would she, Rachel, stop for a second. Would it be the case?
That's how you know that this girl, what she said when she was talking shit about Andrew's wife, we played it earlier, cut deep. Because she's like actually fucking massively pissed, called in, and then Andrew's trying to save the whole thing, and then she can't, stop.
Was that too abusive? Shut up, Rachel. Was that too abusive, Charlie?
I don't know, man.
Shut up.
All I'm saying is I'm excited for Friday because we're not going to be phoning friends, but the wife is a thing. It's a thing. And she jumps right in and she speaks on behalf of her husband. He tells her to shut up, which I would, when he said, is that abusive? Yeah, my husband does not tell me to shut up and I do not tell my husband to shut up. Just to be clear, I would never allow that in a relationship at all. It seems crazy to me to say to your wife, disrespectful, especially when you're on live TV or like live in a live debate. To be fair, I did tell his wife, I suggested she should shut up. So like maybe it's an extenuating circumstance when she just kept tweeting about the cigarettes. Like, your husband can't smoke in front of me. I don't know what to say. He's not allowed to smoke cigarettes in front of me, and he's not complaining about that. So why are you online authoring 37,000 tweets and finding photos of me trying to pretend that I'm a hypocrite?
It did not go. I mean, like I said, Rachel Wilson apologized to Candace, which is like, so I don't think it went too well for her. Shamu, is it true that a big former friend of Tectone liked your post logging him? Maybe one that has a name that starts with Asman? Yeah, I already talked about it earlier. I decided to even bring it up, but yeah. Asman. Why are you bringing that up? Something happened, but anyways.
One has ever in my entire life, to be clear, in my entire life, smoked cigarettes in a home that I've lived in. Just, it's my home, so it's a strong no. And he did not try to negotiate being able to smoke cigarettes, but it's just incredible to see the kind of people that Turning Point USA is affiliating with or bringing in to teach debate tactics. Is my broader point. I'm amazed. I really didn't know who this guy was. I knew nothing about this guy until he went on Joe Rogan, and then we started looking in and trying to figure out stuff about him. And the more I find, I am just amazed that this is Turning Point's horse. Like, we brought him in and paid him to teach our students to debate. So when I say to you guys,
I guess I'll refresh it because it is kind of crazy. I did talk about Tectone earlier, and I was talking about how he was banned from Asmongold's YouTube, his name and his account. And then one of the tweets I was talking shit about or making fun of him, Asmongold liked the tweet. So I thought that was fucking pretty funny.
It's a very good idea if you're a parent not to allow your children to get involved with Turning Point USA because of the characters that are around. Victor Marks, this is the person who's going to be training people to debate and being paid to do that. Like, this is what I'm talking about. They're no longer the organization that had the image that Charlie wanted. Charlie was the exact opposite of this. Always respectful in his debates, no matter how fired up they got. It was one of his rules. He would never denigrate. He's not tagging people in to defend him. Certainly not the kind of person that would ever tell his wife to shut up.
I like people being more fiery though, but that is
true.
And
he lives his
Charlie
life
was
honorably.
pretty reserved.
Like, he would not be having his wife scream about smoking cigarettes. I mean, it's just the whole thing has gotten very bizarre with Turning Point USA, and yet they're doing this under the banner of
it's true. I brought it up on screen earlier.
I don't understand the hypocrisy. It's crazy. Anyway, we will take a quick break and we'll be right back to answer some of your comments.
Okay.
All right, you guys, wait.
I think that's it for the Andrew Wilson. Okay, so we have an update. So the debate is apparently actually happening. This is where Rachel Wilson apologizes. So I guess I can read this. I only debate ideas. So this is Rachel Wilson, Andrew's wife. I only debate ideas, practices, and worldviews. I never attack people's children, spouses, or even the person unless they drew first blood. But that doesn't stop people from doing it to me because they cannot beat my arguments. Okay. But did she even attack her first before she brought up the smoking and Me Too shit? I don't know. Anyways. Girl, I literally requested no cigarettes, and you called me a Zoomer soy boy. That is likely... Yes, Candace is... she's right. Like... If there was nothing like, previously that Candace even said about Rachel, and then she's like, I'm surprised she hasn't Me Too'd anybody. I can't believe she doesn't want people smoking around her when she's pregnant. So then she apologizes right here. Sorry if we got on the wrong foot, Candace. I was certain you would not think for one moment that Andrew was really going to walk into anyone's house, especially a pregnant woman, and start smoking. If you really thought he was going to do something like that, and you weren't just being patronizing, then I apologize. It's crazy. She must want in the studio. I think Rachel Wilson wants in the studio for the debate. I think that's what's happening there. So anyways, we got one final update from Candace. It appears the debate's happening, so I'm really excited for it.
Okay, today on the show, we are giving you an update on the great debate that's taking place on Friday with Andrew Wilson. Fingers crossed it takes place. We have secured a moderator. I'll give you an update. It's been a long weekend. I'm tired of dealing with this team. Also, today on the show, we have never before seen photos of the 4K footage that the influencers were shown. And I think actually it kind of pokes holes in the narrative that this was actually Tyler Robinson that was on campus. So they're going to be deeply upset about that. And speaking of who will be deeply upset, that very psychotic account, like we all thought it was like a 13-year-old girl, No Soup for Knowles. Well, she's been revealed and she is like a 45-year-old woman who is graying and who is a crazy cat lady. Just exactly what you think this person would be, who has this kind of time to author over 4,000 tweets about me since September. Not a joke. Join us using.
Have to unmute. So anyways, sounds like it's going to happen. I'm really excited for it. We'll definitely cover it on stream if it happens. Sounds like it is. So it should be badass. I've never heard of a debate happening where there's like $500,000 or $300,000, whatever they decided on, in the pot just to do the fucking thing. So anyways, guys, thank you to everybody who donated today. I really appreciate it. Hit like if you haven't hit like yet. I'm going to send you guys to Queeman and enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks to everyone who watched. I appreciate it. And peace out.